Talk Radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee
on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
It was worked literally 30 seconds ago, and now it doesn't work. Bank holiday. It's the old bank holiday. I'm not going to be beating Katherine Boyle.
No.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to switch it off and switch it on
Press
again.
it again.
I'm going to, well, okay. No, I'm not going to do that. That would be, no, I did that, and I'm not doing it. I'm doing this. There we go. Thank you.
There's a voice that keeps on calling me. Down the road is where I'll always be. Every stop I make a new friend. Can't stay for long, just turn around and I'm gone again. Maybe tomorrow I'll wanna settle down. Until tomorrow I'll just keep moving on. Down this road that never seems to end. When new adventure lies just around the bend. So if you wanna join me for a while, just grab your hat, come travel light, that's hobo style. Maybe tomorrow I'll wanna settle down. Until tomorrow, the whole world is my home. So if you wanna join me for a while, just grab your hat, come travel light, that's hobo style. Maybe tomorrow I'll wanna settle down. Until tomorrow I'll just keep moving on.
What do you hate me?
Well, you do think busting in, don't you?
Are you mad?
Maybe tomorrow I'll wanna settle down. Until tomorrow I'll just keep moving on. There's a world that's waiting to unfold. A brand new tale no one has ever told. We've journeyed far, but you know it won't be long. We're almost there and we paid our fare with a hobo song.
Aren't your balls normally held back by your willy?
Maybe tomorrow I'll wanna settle down. Until tomorrow I'll just keep moving on.
Here we go.
So if you wanna join me for a while, just grab your hat, come travel light, that's hobo style. Maybe tomorrow I'll find what I call home.
This is it. This is going to be the show of shows.
You know I'm free to roam.
Everything. We think everything is finally working in this £25 million studio. The dump button works.
Tick.
Oh, do you think you were going to swear? And I
No.
The dump button works.
Yes.
We're confident of that. Not confident enough for me to do a swear now and test it, even though I'm not that confident.
No, let's not tempt fate.
But I'm pretty confident. So the dump button works. The headphones work. Yes. Yeah, your headphones working?
Well, yeah, the second pair, yeah.
There we go. That's fine. The video cameras that were set up to record the best bits of the show, film them and then put them out so they will become viral images. Even though we did our funniest show in 3 years on Friday, they weren't working then, but they're working now, we believe.
Yeah.
Then the show is working. 0344. Let's begin. Let's just dive in. Let's have fun. Shall we? Let's have fun. Forget Brexit.
Brex what?
Brexit. I don't know if you've heard about it. We're all screwed. Forget that. I'm moving to Scotland. 03, back to my ancestors. Don't remind me of the fact that my granddad is actually
not really a granddad.
Biologically probably not my granddad and my dad was illegitimate. Why would you want to remind me of that? Why would you want to shame me? Why would you want to air my dirty laundry in front of literally 35,000 people? That's all that's listening. It sounds like a big number. 35,000, big number. You wouldn't want them round your house for tea, but for radio, very, very poor indeed. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. It's a bank holiday Monday. My first rule of thumb is I'm going to become the Prime Minister. Let's get rid of bank holidays. They serve no purpose apart from to wind me up. They just wind me up.
Well, because we always forget that they're coming and we forget to take them off.
No. Why would you take the bank holiday off?
Fun.
What fun?
No.
You don't get paid. Here's the thing.
That's less fun.
You don't get paid. And so what? You're at home going, yeah, it's a Monday and I don't have to work. And I'm not getting paid. Yeah, it's a little bit less of the mortgage I've made this month. What's the point?
I mean, you put it that way, it doesn't sound as fun. Yeah, you're right.
There is no point to... And Labour... I could probably do a good Jeremy Corbyn. I'm Jeremy Corbyn.
Dennis Norden.
One of the audience has just died. That's Dennis Norden. That's not bad, Dennis Norden. Have a look at this outtake where a lady's boob pops out. Jeremy Corbyn says if he this is why he'll never be Prime Minister. Well, I'll never vote for Labour ever again while he's the leader. Can I say that legally now? We're out of
Purda, yeah.
We're out of Purda. Purda, she wrote.
I mean, you're on all cylinders tonight.
Purda from the New Avengers. Oh, mate, this is going to be a laugh riot. Please, someone else call in, because it's only Alan Caddick so far, and as much as I love him, 0344 499 1000. This is the reason why Jeremy Corbyn must be stopped at all costs. Not because maybe he's been to funerals of terrorists. Not because he's wavering on whether we should remain as not because of any of that, right? Not because of his Marxism, his Leninism. Don't know what those words mean.
Just saying them, aren't you?
Not because of any of those things. It's because he wants to bring in more bank holidays. Jeez. Here's the thing, Jeremy Corbyn. You know what we've got to do on bank holidays? We've got to entertain the kids on bank holidays. Flippin' heck, man. No more. Less. I want to become Prime Minister. I'm gonna, hang out with, who's the American racist, the white supremacist? Steve Bannon. I'm gonna stroke Steve Bannon. I'm going to British kiss Nigel Farage, and I'm going to become Prime Minister. Here, do you want to know my genuine prediction for the next, for Christmas?
Yeah.
Right.
And I've got a feeling that this is going to sound funny, but won't be funny.
Here we go. This is, because, do you remember about 3 years ago, everyone was joking, wouldn't it be funny if we had Donald Trump as President and Boris Johnson as Prime Minister? I'm taking it one step further. Before Christmas, ladies and gentlemen, I give you Boris Johnson as Prime Minister and either his deputy or Foreign Secretary, Mr. Nigel Farage. Ladies and gentlemen, that's my prediction. Clip that, put that in the time vault that we've got under this wonderful building here at News Corps, and we'll dig it out and we'll play it. And boy, oh boy, am I ever right. You guys are going to realise it. Anyway, I'm going to suck up to those guys, suck something with those guys. I'm going to become part of the team, and I'm going to do the British thing, and we're going to have less bank holidays.
Fewer.
No, less. I want less than what we've got now. So we've got what, 7, 8 a year? I want 3. Yeah, less. I want less. 0344. Do you know what? And we're going to bring back hanging not for paedophiles, not for cop killers, for people who say fewer when they should say less. So basically for you. We're going to bring back hanging for you.
Wow. That makes me feel special and threatened at the same time. What a night.
Good. Happy bank holiday. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. We're going to go straight to Christine. Good evening, Christine.
Good evening, Ian.
Christine.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Hello, Christine.
Hello?
Christine, can you hear me?
I can.
Then why are we continually saying each other's names? What's that all about? That doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
Know. I'm a second-time caller.
Oh, you don't get a bell for that.
I actually rang up and spoke to Kath when you were off a few months ago.
So you're a first-time caller to the
To Ian. Yes, I am.
You're about to say proper.
I wasn't going to say the proper show.
Yeah, you were.
No, I wasn't. I was going to say to the main attraction.
Wow!
Yeah.
To the main attraction is what I was going to say. Yeah. Isn't that terrible? She's my best mate, and I still stitch her up on air.
Every 5 minutes.
Every 5 minutes. Christine, it's so marvellous to talk to you. I'm getting a vibe from you, Christine. I'm getting
nervous.
I'm getting a vibe. I'm getting a vibe from you that you're a little bit tipsy.
I am.
There we go!
Have you been on a bank holiday Leo Sayer stroke all dayer?
I didn't finish work till 7 o'clock.
All right. Flipping it.
She works as an alcoholic. I don't know. That doesn't make any sense. But maybe there is paid work for those poor souls. If there is, I'm back in the race.
But I've come home and I've decided to do my DIY and.
Hang on, you're going to do your DIY at 10:15 on a bank holiday night while you're drunk. What could possibly go wrong?
We started it at 7 and I'm painting all my furniture.
Painting the furniture?
Yeah, great.
That's not normal behaviour.
But the partners took over.
Right.
It's like, get away.
Yep.
Leave the paint.
Yep.
So I thought I'd ring you instead.
Yes.
Where you can do less damage, or so you thought.
Fewer damage.
I thought I was doing really well.
You are. Ignore him. He's a get.
He's taken over.
So what? Hang on. What do you mean painting furniture? That's not normal behaviour.
No, it's oak furniture, and we bought grey paint.
Oh God.
Because I'm just decorating my living room.
Oh God, it sounds horrendous.
And it looks lovely. You know?
Why are you painting oak furniture grey?
Because I wanted grey furniture.
Why didn't you buy grey furniture?
Because I haven't got the money to just go and replace the furniture.
You're painting oak? That sounds like... I don't know much about DIY, right? But that sounds like an awful idea.
Well, I've seen it on Facebook, because there's a DIY on a budget group,
okay, yes.
Which
DIY.
is really cool.
Yeah, DIY on a budget.
And it works. It looks brilliant.
Okay. I wonder if it will look brilliant when you're sober.
Well, you can blame him because he's taken over.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, it does. I'm dead proud.
Christine, how tipsy are you?
Not that much. I've had about 4 beers.
Okay, so you're tipsy enough to feel relaxed, but also tipsy enough, with it enough to know, to offer consent.
Yes.
To what?
To offer consent.
To what, though?
Well, this is it. Christine, is he painting now?
He is.
Go and stand in front of him.
I'll stand in front of him while he's painting.
Are you doing it now?
Yep, I'm stood in front of him watching him paint.
Yep. Strip off.
Strip off. No, thanks.
Strip off. Come on. Let's make this a night to remember.
No, he really would think it was his lucky day, wouldn't he?
Well, makes your lucky day as well. Here's the thing. I read a book the other day. Women enjoy sex as well.
Well,
who'd have thunk it?
I mean, it depends who you're with.
Christine?
Yeah.
Strip
Been
off.
with him 10 years now, 3 kids later. No.
She's done. She's completed. She's completed.
It's time for number 4.
Well, no, actually, it's 4 kids, isn't it?
Christine, get in there, strip
one.
off, show him what he fell in love with.
Show him what he fell in love with.
I think she'd rather just finish the DIY.
Well, maybe it sounds like he's going to be doing it himself later on. All right, Christine, thank you very much indeed. A strange glimpse into the life of an alcoholic pervert. 03 44 499 1000 is the phone number. We've got Patrick, Daniel, and we've got Alan Caddick and Rainbow George. Oh, they're in early. This is the Late Night Alternative, weeknights from 10 on Talk Radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee.
On Talk Radio. We'll get you talking.
03 44 499 1000. We should have introduced ourselves at the start of the show.
We should. How rude
because
of
we've
us.
got new listeners, and we've got listeners who are flooding back because they've heard that all that talk of jumping off of bridges and all the horrible stuff is gone. Not gone completely, but the funshine has returned. The Giggle Factory is open for business, and everyone who attends gets at least one free giggle. My name is Iain Lee. You might have listened to me on another radio station where I got sacked. Mm-hmm. I can name 5.
Yeah.
Some of you may remember me as the guy that stole the strawberries. The jungle. I'm the strawberry guy. Katherine, where would I know you from?
All my strawberries are bought and paid for.
Wow, look at you, bumlick. You know her from bumlicking. 03 44 499 1000 is the phone number. It's bank holiday. It's going to be even looser than normal, and it's pretty loose anyway. I have got some stuff to talk about. I really do want to talk. We talked about this on Friday, but I really do want to talk to someone who's been. I think they've done 2 Spice Girls gigs.
Yeah.
Now, certainly one, because of course, if you looked on Twitter, Spice Girls gig marred by terrible sound, fans walking out in their droves.
Yeah, and then I looked into the so-called complaints, and there's about 4 or 5 people going, the sound's not very good.
Yeah, I then clicked just on some random, on the hashtag, and everyone was saying it was great. The sound was a bit dodgy at the start, but I got sorted out. Didn't see anyone leave. Had a great night, best night of my life. Everyone. And this is the thing. This is modern news, right? Is you find something that's big that everyone likes, and then you go on Twitter and you find the 3 or 4 people that say, I didn't like that.
Yeah, and it doesn't even have to be, this was terrible, I want my money back. It can be someone just having a little moan. Yeah. And suddenly it's Spice Girls slammed.
And here's the thing, I dislike most things that everybody else likes. I didn't like that Ricky Gervais thing. There was something else recently I disliked.
You don't like Game of Thrones?
I've never seen it. It's not my cup of tea.
Don't like the idea?
I don't like the idea of it. But
you didn't like Bohemian Rhapsody?
Oh, no, I did like it because we're hoping Dexter Fletcher's going to come on the show. One of my favourite films of all time, actually. I think you'll find.
I actually quite enjoyed it.
Okay, well done. Excellent work. Well played. Because we'll get him on now. He thinks that you like it.
I was about half a bottle of Prosecco in there when I started it. It was good.
But your news story is you get a kid to go on Twitter and find 4 tweets about something really, really popular, where someone, disaster for Game of Thrones finale, then it's just like, Joker Jizz 69, I thought it was rubbish.
Sorry, what was the username there?
I just gave away my my sock account. I do apologise. Let's go to Patrick. Good evening, Patrick.
Hello, Ian. Hello, John. I've actually heard you sacked from one radio station, so am I in a sort of minority?
Hang on, say that again, but this time try and say it in English.
No, this is Scouse. I do apologise. No, you said about you've been sacked from many radio stations.
Yes, sir.
I've only actually heard you sacked from one.
Which one was that?
3 counties.
That was the greatest sacking of all time because Wright was on my side.
Sacking, yeah.
Wright was on my side.
Well,
the other ones I was probably out of order, but this one, Wright was on my side.
That was probably one of the worst times of my life, if truth be known.
Well, just because I'd lost a job on the radio?
No, because I used to listen to you when I first came. I moved to Luton. I used to enjoy every single morning. I know you guys got loads to do. I used to read the newspapers every now and then for you. And then when you went, and then they put those...
It was bad for you, was it? It's bad for you, was it, Patrick, when I lost my job? Yeah. Imagine how it was for me! I had a breakdown, man! I didn't have a job! I couldn't afford to feed my kids! But you had a tough time as well, that's fine. Okay.
No, it wasn't as difficult as you, to be completely honest with you, but...
Okay, well, I'm teasing.
You have to appreciate the chaps who came after you. It's awful.
No. Let's not do that. I don't want to slag anyone off. Listen, anyone that can make a dollar in this industry, I would speak to your agent. You're getting paid in American money. That is very, very little use of it. But let's not be rude about it. Anyway, Patrick, what have you got for us on this Bank Holiday Monday?
To be fair, not a massive amount.
Thanks very much for your call. It's simple as that. We just appreciate the voice. Let's go to Daniel. Good evening, Daniel.
Good evening.
Daniel.
Daniel, welcome, my friend.
I think one of the Spice Girls was living in Brazil. I think it was Mel C that was living in Brazil.
She was living in Brazil?
In Brazil, yeah.
Okay. Well, hang on. You know, Rhiannon lives in London.
Yeah, she's been living here for a few years.
Yeah.
You know, Rhiannon does the Umbrella song.
She came to live in London,
She lives in London. Do you know how much rent the papers say she's paying? It's like £16,000 maybe a week or a month. It don't really make... When it's that much money, it don't really make any difference, does it? 16 grand. Let's be generous. Let's say a month.
She's worth like 80 million. Her net worth is like 80 million.
80 million.
She'll be all right.
She'll be fine. Don't worry about Rhiannon.
She won't be waiting around the discount section of Waitrose.
No. Are those sandwiches? You're going to mark them down? Up 10 minutes. I'll wait.
I think Rihanna wanted to buy a football club.
She wanted to buy a football club.
God, she's feeling randy.
Yeah. Maybe Chelsea, I don't know.
Chelsea? Rhiannon wanted to buy Chelsea?
Do you know this, or are you dreaming it?
No, she wanted to buy a second league.
Second-hand football team?
Yeah, she wanted that, but I don't know.
Okay, well, there you go. We learned something.
I have a challenge for you.
Can I lick my elbow?
No.
No.
No. No, really
it's a challenge because you have certificates, isn't it?
Can I lick your elbow?
No, you can't! Dirty bear. Daniel, what is your challenge? If it's not the elbow licking challenge, what is it? It's not the other.
Do you know how to say SOS in Morse code?
Yeah, SOS.
SOS in
beep,
Morse
beep,
code.
Beep, 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 beep.
No, you know that there are long pulses and short pulses.
I did them.
So
beep, 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 beep.
No, it's like
beep, 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 beep.
long,
Nope.
short,
Nope.
long.
That's exactly what I did. Beep, 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 beep.
It's,
beep, beep,
But
beep.
you are not doing long pulses.
It's
Short.
beep, 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 beep.
She's doing short, long, short.
Yep.
Yeah, did you have this question in your exam?
No, well, you just said it was in your exams.
What exam would that be?
Your Morse code exam.
Iain Lee has certificates, isn't it?
You said long, short, long, but she said long. No, she said short, long, short.
No, it's long first.
I think you're saying. I think you might be signalling for something else, which might explain some of the results.
You're signalling for OSO.
But another way is you say 3, 4, 5.
Oral sex.
Because it's the Pythagoras
on your own.
theorem.
What?
3 horizontal, 4 vertical, and the hypotenuse, the diagonal, will be 5. So 3, 4, 5 is like saying SOS.
So what? I've got absolutely no idea what you're talking about now.
Are you drawing a triangle now?
Yeah.
Listen, if you're on a sinking ship, you ain't got time to draw a triangle.
3 horizontal, 4 vertical, the hypotenuse will be 5. So one day the star, the sun, will be pulsing 3, 4, 5 to the whole universe.
You're right. We could use the sun as an intergalactic signal. Can I just say that if anybody knows SOS and not just a fruitcake called Daniel, could you give us a call, please? 0344 499 1000. I suspect this is going to be the theme of the show. Is how to do SOS in Morse code. I've just got that vibe, and boy, oh boy, I would love to. But do it. Can you do it in sound then, Daniel?
With sound.
It sounds like you don't need any help. Sounds like you're doing fine on your own with that. But Morse code goes quicker than that.
But you can use the grey code, which is simpler to remember than Morse code. It's like
help.
You know the all letters from English alphabet. A you say one pulse like B you say
It's in the whole alphabet.
C you say D you say
Yeah, but S is quite far down. That's going to take ages.
Takes ages, but if you are blind, legally blind, and you cannot hear anything.
No, blind people can hear. Blind people can hear. You're confusing them with what's the word? Deaf
you can
people.
Touch someone like touch once, touch twice.
3 times a lady.
How many times have you had to employ this technique, Daniel?
Pretend to be blind.
You know, because when I was very, very young, like 8 years old or 9 years old, I used to say the English alphabet in 3 seconds, like A, B, C, D, F, G, H, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. I used the chronometer. I could say it in 3 seconds.
Why?
And then if I slowed down the tape, it would have all the letters in the alphabet.
Wow,
why would you do that?
A, B, C, D, F, G, H, K, L,
that was not the alphabet. No way was that the alphabet.
In less than 3 seconds. A, B, C, D, F, G, H, K, L,
do it. Okay, do it. All right, then do it.
I was 8 years old. Now I cannot do it anymore.
Can you do it in Portuguese?
I was very good in that.
Give us a Portuguese
It's the same.
alphabet.
It's the same alphabet.
No, this doesn't sound the same.
You can say the vowels. A,
It's the same.
E, I, O, U.
It's the same alphabet.
Yeah, I know, but it sounds different.
A, E, I, O, U. The
A, E, I, O, U.
Portuguese vowels. A, E, I, O, U.
Right.
A, E, I, O, U.
We got the
Do A, B, C, D.
A, E, I, O, U.
There we go.
It does sound
That's
different.
why he does it in 3 seconds. He's only doing 5 of them. He thinks it's the whole alphabet. It's only 5 letters.
In less than 3 seconds.
Yeah, well done. Well done. Your family must have been very proud of you.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much, Daniel. I mean, I've got absolutely...
That was the saddest I've ever heard.
No idea. I think we just heard the emptiness, the loneliness, that his family were not impressed with him, thinking he was doing the whole alphabet in 5 seconds when it was just the vowels. 0344 499 1000. Kerry, you are going to be next. We've also got Daniel and Paul and George and Alan. Busy show on a bank holiday. Very busy. The Late Night Alternative every weeknight from 10 with Iain Lee and Katherine Boyle on Talk Radio.
After hours amusement for anarchists, air hostesses and jet-lagged Antipodeans.
G'day, coppers. Can I crash on your floor?
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
499 1000 is the telephone. Sorry?
It's the first bit.
0344
499
1000. Professional. I'm a professional.
Yeah.
Nobody else in this building is. I'm a professional. You know what?
A professional what, though?
There's a call coming straight to. I'm just going to take it. Hello, caller. You're live on Talk Radio. We don't know who you are. This is dangerous. This is unpredictable. This could be horrendous. Could be awful. But I'm prepared to take that risk on the most dangerous man in this room. Hello, caller. You're live on Talk Radio.
Hello, Ian.
Hello, caller.
I think Kath's right. It's ... ..
Completely true.
Qualifications?
I did do the radio amateur exam millions of years ago.
Oh.
Why?
Because I got bored of CB back in the day.
You got bored of CB?
So I tried to do a bit of Morse code.
How could anyone get bored of CB? CB will always be the coolest way to get an eyeball anywhere in the universe. CB rocks.
It was good, but I mean, like you could only talk to people in your locality.
Coming at you, big 69er. Coming at you, fancy an eyeball. Let's go up to channel 119er. We've got the I'm going to say a rude word and I don't mean it. Got the pigs on this channel. Let's go up to channel 19er where the pigs won't find us. Then you go up to channel 19 and the police wouldn't know you were there.
It was fun. It was fun on AM and when it was on the single sideband, it was quite cool.
Yeah.
But that was all illegal, wasn't it? So
yeah.
But yeah, when they turned it into FM in this country and
screwed it up.
Lots of many people went on the AM, it was all boring old radio. But Kath, being a radio professional, knew Morse code naturally.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So when did you? I have to ask. What's your name, caller? I'm enjoying this.
I'm Dave. You've spoken to me before, but I'm calling you by my Skype number tonight. So
okay.
CB Dave.
What was your CB handle?
Oh God, TX4. Oh, 424. TX424.
Oh, catchy. Yeah. Okay, right, yeah, fine. By the way, if anyone wants to phone in tonight and let me know their CB handles, I would be totally up for that. That is gold. 0344 499 1000. When was the last time you switched on your rig?
Oh, that would be years ago today, way before marriage and kids and stuff. So
yes,
probably about 30,
don't want the
35
wife,
years. Yeah.
Okay. Have you still got a CB?
No, I'm tempted sometimes, but no, I've got nothing like that at the moment.
Okay, all right. Well, I'm always tempted. But every 4 or 5 years, I buy a handheld set, and I know they're useless. You need a rig. I buy a handheld set because I never had one as a kid, and I go on, and it's normally just a couple of racist truckers and some minicab drivers, and I get rid of it. And I'm feeling the itching. Oh, Dave, I want to get a Midlands. I'm feeling it.
I remember the Midland. They still do them, I suppose.
Yeah, still do them. Yeah, still do them.
Yes. I bet there's nothing much out there these days apart from the foreign truckers that come over.
Oh, jeez. Well, fingers crossed they won't be coming over so often. This is what I voted for, and they're still coming over it, Dave. Do you know what I mean? Dave, thank you very much indeed. You're a good sport. I'm obsessed with CB radios. You know this, Kath. You'll often look over my shoulder and I'm on the computer, and I'll close the thing, and you go, are you looking at CB radios on eBay again? And I open it, and I am. I'm looking at Midlands.
Shame.
Here's the thing, the handhelds are no good. You want to get a rig, and then you want to get an aerial. If I had an aerial on the roof of my house, boy oh boy, I would reach I'd reach miles. But it's a faff, and
you're only going to meet another 40-something bloke who... Oh, you could be friends.
Sounds good. my dream, the rainbow connection. Let's go to Kerry. Good evening, Kerry.
Hello, how are you doing?
Very, very well, thank you.
Good. It was really surreal. I was listening to you on the radio, and then you appeared on the television.
What?
A very young-looking youth on a programme called I Love 1981 or something.
Oh, my... Oh, that's what that image is from. Look, is that you that's just tweeted me?
No.
You're not Lord Trousers?
I wish I was.
Right, okay. Okay, right.
Wow.
I love
1981. Can you even remember 1981?
Look at the shape of my head. Look at the shape of my head in that one. I mean, come on.
Oh, blimey.
I look like Dandare's
You look like someone's let the air out the bottom.
Yeah.
But Stuart McConey hasn't changed a bit.
No, he hasn't.
I mean, he is the Peter Pan of broadcasting.
Yeah, he is in many ways. Oh, we go. Well, I didn't know that was on. That's funny. That's a long time ago. That is a long time ago. That may even be. That is probably. See, just before I got clean, or just after I got clean, and I was trying to get some cash, cashish.
You do not look well.
I do not look well either way. I may have actually been using that. Who knows? That's life. Kerry, I'm going to say, is Kerry, is it?
It is, yeah.
There we go. That's great. That's life, and that's just the way the cookie crumbles. And then when it crumbles, I get it into a line with a credit card. No. Well, yes, I was a successful guy.
You still are.
Thanks very much indeed, Kerry. Anything else? Did you ever use a CB radio?
Well.
Oh.
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
Know.
You don't know.
Aerial.
You don't know. You'd know if you'd used a CB.
Well, I don't drive, so...
You don't need to drive to use Citizens Band.
Yeah, well, it was just for truckers, isn't it?
Okay.
People who are on the move.
Truckers and saddos, you're right.
Listen. I don't want to put any pressure on you, Kerry. If you say you'd never used a CB radio, I'm happy to believe that.
I've always been interested in pirate radio.
Completely different thing. Completely different thing. Completely different thing. If you want...
Stop bullying him about CB radios.
Please
Not everyone's the same as you.
Please don't bandy that B word around, because that word sticks. That then becomes a thing. Former depressed comedian and I'm a Celebrity finalist bullies callers to his flagging late night show.
Yeah.
No wonder listeners are jumping.
High pressure selling things that he's not even involved in the manufacture.
I'm asking him excuse me, Kerry.
You want it to get him into that so you're less weird. That's what
I'm asking if he's using a CB. He says he doesn't remember. That's weird.
Yeah.
You don't remember. He's being very, very cagey. And
I think I may have been in the company of someone who's used a CB.
Right, okay.
A passive CB.
It was a mate, was it? Right, okay.
Were you just holding it for him?
Yeah.
It was a mate. Okay, fine. Yeah, no, that's not a problem at all. I get that. Hang on a second. Could you guys bear with me just 1 second? I just need to try and get a message out to my agent if he's listening. Hang on. There we go. Hopefully Nick has picked up on that. 0344 499 1000. Kerry, thank you very much indeed. Okay, because I don't want to be rude to any of the callers, but wouldn't it be great if the calls went somewhere?
Yeah, but you can't have everything.
No, you can't.
When you get Rainbow George on, I'm sure he'll take you somewhere.
All right, fine. You asked for it. You got it. Good evening, George. You're through to Katherine and Iain on the Late Night Alternative.
Congrats.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Katherine and Iain.
Good evening.
This could be my last call to you. I heard you saying you wanted to do a vote on whether I should be allowed on or not.
I'm considering doing a vote as to whether we jack you off, jack you in, we get rid of you. Sorry, that came out wrong. I'm considering doing a phone-in, a vote, as to whether we allow you to stay or go.
But that would have to be with your consent, George.
Yeah, no, I'm
hang on a minute. Shouldn't have to be with his consent.
Well, that was what we discussed, that we were going to ask him.
We're going to ask him, but his consent is... Okay, fine, here we go. Yes, George?
No, I'm up for that. But if this does prove to be my last call, I'd like to make it a good one.
Wow. Okay.
That was always in your power, George.
Let's break the habit of a lifetime.
Well, you always cut me off. I mean...
that's what makes them good.
Last time, I was just...
Well, before we start, are we going to be talking about a previous phone call now?
The last time we spoke?
Yeah, historic phone calls.
Yeah, well, not that historic.
Well, yeah, but still...
Your phone calls are always about previous phone calls.
Yeah, but why did you cut me off.
I don't remember. You were probably wanging on about something that was boring, or we did it for a joke, or whatever. I don't know. Everyone gets cut off.
No, I was just... There was some synchronicity, and I wanted to tell you what that synchronicity was, and you just cut me off. You were talking about the name Kerr and Khan, and there was a bit of synchronicity for me with that, because I have a friend called Joe Kerr, and he was the first person to put music to a lyric I'd written back in 1985.
Here's the thing, all of the phone calls that we engage in are the same.
How do you mean? What, you and me?
Yeah.
No, they're not.
They are very, very similar. And I know you don't believe this. I know you think I'm being obtuse. I'm not. People on Twitter agree. They're very, very similar. They're about that. You start off by talking about previous calls, either to this or to other radio shows over the last 35 years.
Yeah.
Then you talk about events that you put on that failed. Then you talk about your lyrics and your songs and how you get other people to do music for them. Then you get angry with me and I cut you off. And that's it.
I don't get angry with you.
Well, you called me stupid the other day.
Sorry?
You called me stupid the other day.
Well, you probably provoked me to call me stupid.
No, it's my fault.
Sorry?
It's my fault. You're the only person that chose to use that word against me in that phone call.
Yeah, but I say it must have been provoked.
No. It wasn't provoked. We choose. I know you believe all this script bullshine, but it's nonsense. We choose the words that we use. Nobody can make you say something else unless you're like an American soldier in the 80s who's crash-landed in Iraq and there's a gun pointing at you.
Have you no memory of saying to yourself, what made me say that in
No, it wasn't my fault that you said stupid. It was your choice.
I'm saying... Have you no memory of ever saying anything, and afterwards you've asked the question, what made me say that?
No, because I know that the only thing that makes me say something is me.
Yes, but you don't know who me is. None of us do.
No, I do. It's me.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do.
None of us know.
Now you're just going off on a tangent. Stop deflecting. Yes, we are responsible for the words that we use. Nobody, other people in the conversation do not make us say stuff.
I'm telling you that we're not responsible for anything. We're all being remotely controlled.
There we go, you see, and we're going round in circles.
Yeah, but I wanted to do something special with you, so... If this is my last call, I'd like you to give me 7 minutes.
Not a chance. Why don't you go and buy 7 minutes of advertising on Talk Radio? Not a chance you're getting 7 minutes of the show. You've had 4 minutes, 50 seconds. You've been on air for nearly 5 minutes.
No,
so you've got 2 minutes left.
Part of the synchronicity...
Coincidence?
Synchronicity...
Coincidence?
Was, we were talking about a call I'd had earlier with James
Previous
Ware.
call, yeah, previous phone call, yeah. This is what we're dealing with.
And he couldn't remember the situation that I was talking about.
No, because we don't, but yes.
And I... said I had a tape of it that I was going to...
Okay, just talk about what you want to talk about now. Please don't talk about another phone call.
If this is...
By the way, kids, don't do drugs. Don't do drugs.
If this is to be my last ever call, I would just love you to play this...
No.
Hear this 7 minutes. John Ronson takes part in it.
No.
And the national Scrabble champion at the time.
Okay.
And a Lord somebody or other.
Yeah.
And it's a really entertaining 7 minutes, and I would love to...
Not a chance. 0344 4991. Paul, are you still there?
I'm still here, yeah.
Why? Did we get to your point? Did we get to your point?
Oh my God, that was torture.
I don't think we even spoke to Paul.
Did we not, Paul, did we speak to you?
No, we spoke to Kerry.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Right, Paul, stay there. We'll come to you in a bit. George, you're done. Put the phone down. This is Talk Radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee
on Talk Radio.
Good evening, Paul.
Good evening.
Sorry, Paul, I got a little bit confused earlier on. Welcome to Monday. Welcome to the show. Hope you're enjoying your life so far. Are you enjoying your life so far, Paul?
My stomach is in rebellion. I ate something dodgy yesterday morning, and I've been suffering ever since.
Oh, no, sir. This will never do. What can we do to help you? Would a little...
Tummy rub?
Yeah, a little belly massage? Massage the belly, sir?
That would be marvellous.
There we go. With my nuts?
Whoa, come on.
No,
yeah, you've got to do
it,
because I remember doing baby massage, and you've got to do a backwards C shape on the tummy. Otherwise, if you do the other way, you're pushing the poo up.
Well, here's the thing, and I can say this, Paul, because I'm a guy. If you make clockwise circle on your tummy, if you're a woman who's struggling with period pains, that will ease the period pains.
You can tell me that, can you?
I'm just sharing it because there'll be some women listening who won't know this.
Right.
There'll be some women listening.
Who've never had a clockwise massage on the old.
I'm sorry. I'm not able as a man
to tell a woman what to do with her body. Yeah.
I was telling. Stay out this, Paul. I wasn't telling. If they choose not to use this advice, then they're thick.
No.
And that's it. No. If they choose not to use this suggestion, they're thick. I'm not going to go... What do you think? I'm going to build, like, labour camps, right? And I'm going to get 1,000 women in each camp. I'm going to strap them down, lift up their tops to expose their bellies, and get 1,000 people in uniform to rub their tummies gently at that time of the month in a clockwise fashion. And if they misbehave, we go Widdershins.
Oh, no, don't do that. Not Widdershins.
So, no... I am not... Can I just say, actually, because this is now in this social media thing, I'm not planning to start labour camps where we hold women prisoner, thousands of women prisoner, and force them to have their stomachs rubbed in a clockwise direction. I'm not doing that. Now, the reason I'm not doing it is because I looked into it. And it turns out, if you're going to buy a bit of land that can house 1,000 women, it is... First of all, it's expensive, right? And then there's no guarantee you're going to get planning permission.
Why?
And then
Sexism?
When you do... There's nothing wrong being sexy. When you do apply for planning permission, you've got to tell them what it's for. Oh, and local councils... What, you're going to strap 1,000 women down and force them to have their tummies rubbed in a circular fashion. Yeah, it's for period pains. Yeah, we know that, but you're going to force them. You can't tell a woman what to do with her body. Boom, we're back to square one. So do you know what? I hope every woman suffers with terrible period pains. I have the solution.
Oh.
I've got the key. I've got the secret. But you don't want it? Fine. It's your problem. It's your problem. Stop banging on about it. That's all I say. Stop banging on about it.
That's me told, isn't it?
Isn't it? Just, you know, keep it to yourself.
Flipping NIMBYs, ruining our camps.
Paul, this is why I voted Brexit, to get all the women out. Was it the women or was it the Polish? Can't remember. One of the two. Paul, you've really created a tension that wasn't here previously. The first 50 minutes of this show was lovely. And suddenly you've turned it into the patriarchy personified.
You and your dodgy tummy. It's probably through not washing your hands.
Yes.
That's it, yeah, that's it. Yeah. No, the reason I called, housekeeping things, because you're up in Glasgow this Saturday.
This Saturday is absolutely correct. We're going to be in Glasgow this Saturday, yes, for a sold-out, once-in-a-lifetime performance of The Rabbit Hole with Iain Lee and Katherine Boyle. It's going to be powerful theatre.
So I have purchased 2 tickets.
Why?
One for myself and one for my wife.
You're not coming, you're doing a concert, mate. You're in a... Do you remember if you're in a car crash or something? You're in an orchestra that's playing that night. You can't make the show.
You're the one that bashes away at the back.
And that's another reason you're not coming. Oh, dear. Oh, dear.
But we do have fun, don't we?
Right. I was wondering if, because it's a sold-out show, because my wife definitely can't come at all, and I won't.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Oh, don't.
Dear.
No,
come on.
No.
No. Just no.
No.
No, stop it.
So I was wondering if it would be possible. I mean, I've paid for 2 seats. I won't be there until close to the end of your second set. If there was anyone who was interested in occupying the seats, keeping them warm
until you turn up,
and then miss in the end.
but yeah, definitely.
Which is, let's face it, the best bit.
Yeah, but my wife definitely won't be coming at all because we have guests over from Korea.
Why don't I refund you the tickets and you never phone us again? You scumbag. You absolute scumbag.
Part-timer.
I'd prefer to call when I had the option and to see you on Saturday, if that's all right.
Okay, of course it's all right. So what are you saying? You want to give those tickets away?
Well, I don't want to necessarily give them away, but...
you want to sell them?
No, I definitely don't want to sell them, no. I mean, I'm just saying that certainly the first set, and probably up until, moments to 10 o'clock, there will be 2 seats that are vacant, and that 1 seat of my 2 is going to be vacant throughout, because my wife can't be there.
Okay. All right, we get it. You're married. Well done. Congratulations. Keep rubbing it in. So I don't know what is he saying?
He's saying there's a ticket going begging there.
So what do we do? What do we do now? This makes it complicated for us.
So you can, I don't know, bingo it out.
Bingo it out.
Bingo it out.
That's the way
he
these
wants
things
us
work.
to bingo it out. Although, whenever I'm in a charity shop and I see one of those bingo wheels, so tempted, man.
My mum and dad have got one, and the kids love it.
Every single time. I might get a bingo wheel and bingo it out. Paul, send me... Do we have DM facilities on Twitter for each other?
We do.
DM me. DM me, brother. We'll sort this out.
Okay.
You're a good man, Paul. And we will... Hopefully, we will see you at some point on Saturday.
Excellent.
Thank you, man.
Right,
thanks very much indeed.
Paul there with his strong Glaswegian accent.
Oh, God, yeah, we don't want any locals coming to the show. Oh, gosh, no. Alan? He's asleep. He's asleep. Genuinely asleep.
I mean, this is about the 5th time.
Andre?
Yes, buddy, 10-4 on that one. Yeah,
okay, here we go. There we go.
He knows. Of course he's got one.
What's your rough 20?
Sorry?
What's your rough 20?
I'm up for an eyeball if you are.
Yeah, can you take it up one?
Sorry?
Oh, my God.
Could you take it up one?
Going up one. Click.
Yeah, there's bears in the air down on the main drag.
Oh, yeah. We need to get a shifty on.
Yeah, who's riding shotgun?
It's Pigpen.
Yeah, oh yeah. We've got Captain Sensible here, mate, yeah, and we're just on our way up the old brown bottle.
Look out, there's a mama bear and a Miss Piggy.
Yeah, righto, mate.
And 5, I can see 5 evil Knievel's.
Yeah, 10-4, buddy, yeah.
There's a Kojak with a Kodak.
Yeah, do you want to pick another window? It's not very clear.
This is American CD lingo. It doesn't make any sense.
Just pick a window.
Oh, okay. How about next Thursday?
Yeah, that's a 4, yeah.
Perfect. See you then. Thank you, Andre. Alan, you're still asleep, yeah? Okay, right, that's fine. That feels to me like that first hour is done.
Yeah, I think that's complete.
It feels that we've finished that. We didn't beat the boss level, so we have to start again. Well, that's a good noise, wasn't it? I didn't know I could do that.
That was, what kind of breathing do they call that in yoga?
Tantric.
There's
a shangi.
Is it?
Is it a shangi? A shenga?
There's one like that, isn't there?
A shangi. Here's the thing, guys. My foot is killing me, right? My heel and the right side of my foot. So painful.
I've got a camp for that, but unfortunately I can't get permission from the local parish council.
Just trying to help. And this is the thing. I'm like Gandhi. Not the sexual perversion bit, although I'm just one of those people who, during my lifetime, is mocked. And then when I die, people go, oh, actually, a legend. I'm like the inverse of Martin Luther King.
Oh, my.
Who, during his lifetime, was lauded, and now, 50 years after his death, is being called out. A post-death cancellation is imminent. Does that mean we have to undo all of the good work he did? Because if not, then we can listen to Gary Glitter records. You know what I mean?
Oh, my God.
So, 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. This is the Late Night Alternative. You can phone in about absolutely anything you want. What have we spoken about so far, Catherine?
We've spoken about CB radios.
Yeah.
That was good. That was fun. That was fun times.
Yeah.
We've spoken about previous calls to other radio shows.
Okay, yes.
And we have also spoken about doing drunk DIY. I mean, why would you paint oak furniture grey?
It's a ridiculous idea. The phone lines are empty, so give us a call now. 0344 499 1000. This is Talk Radio.
Talk Radio. The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Hookah chaka, hookah, hookah, hookah chaka, hookah, hookah, hookah chaka, hookah, hookah, hookah chaka, hookah, hookah, hookah.
Breaker 19, this here's a rubber duck. You got a copy on me, Love Machine? 10-4 pig pen. For sure. By golly, it's clean, clear to Taco Town. Yeah, we definitely got us the front door, good buddy. Mercy sakes alive, looks like we got us a convoy.
Arizona, noon on the 7th of June, when they highballed over the pass. Bulldog Mac with a can-on bag and a Jaguar hauling ass. He's 10 on the floor, stroking bores, seat cover starting to gain. Now, Beaver, you were trucking with a rubber duck, and I'm about to pull a plug on your drain.
Breaker Big Ben, this here's a duck again. Now, you want back off of them go-go girls? 10 Roger, about 5 miles or so. Yeah, them honkers getting intense up here.
New Mexico, on I-40 like a Texas lizard on glass. 1,000 pedals was mashing the metal and bears was a walking the grass. We trucked all day and we trucked all night, Big Benny improving our style. We could tell by the smell we was heading for hell and the devil was Dirty Lyle. And he hated his truck, and he loved to bust truckers for fun. So he followed the line, and he bided his time, and he watched for his chance to strike. Then he picked on a trucker, yeah, wiry old sucker, yeah, the trucker we call Spider Mike. But the great rubber duck sort of run out of luck when he crossed that final bridge. There's choppers and rigs full of guns and pigs, they's wall to wall on the ridge. He showed no fear as he grabbed his gear, and he stuck it to Granddaddy low. Then guns went boom, and his ass went zoom, and the Mac took a terminal blow.
How about you, Big Nasty? Come on there, say, listen, Big Nasty, we sure are glad you was along on this here run to kick ass, don't you know? On 10-4, I know you can't say kick ass on CB back.
Well, that big black Mac stopped dead in their tracks when the trailer flew high in the air.
Hello?
There was pieces of truck and some pieces of duck and junk and debris everywhere.
Wow.
Then the rig took a drink and commenced to sink, and there was no duck no more. But that evil smile from dirty old Lao shone south from the North Texas shore.
Off with his head!
Rub pussy!
Dear. What a radio program.
Here we go. Hour number two, yes. What a song, what a movie. What a movie. Convoy, such a great film. One of the great lost classics, directed by you can stop now. Directed by Sam Peckinpah. Imagine, and no one talks about Convoy. It's the best Sam Peckinpah movie. I couldn't even name you another Sam Peckinpah movie. can't name you another Sam Peckinpah movie. What the hell has happened to me? 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. The late night alternative with Iain Lee and Catherine Boyle. We're going to go to Tom. Good evening, Tom.
Good evening, Ian.
Good evening, Tom. What can we do for you on this bank holiday Monday? They said bank holiday mummy. Listen to me. Calling Dr. Freud. Yes, Tom.
Right, so I don't want to get all political on you, but I just wanted to
Tom. Oh, Jesus, the Scouse lads are back.
Oh, good.
It's the Scouse lads. Let's, can we get Catherine's microphone turned on in a couple of hours?
Rude. There's no need for that, mate.
Tom, you know, come on, man.
What?
You know what?
I don't understand.
You do
I want to know your opinion on Theresa May stepping down.
Okay. All right. Thanks so much for your call, Tom. I really appreciate it.
He's a silly sausage.
Let's go to Toby. Good evening, Toby. Go. Thank you very much. The dump button works now, mate. The dump button works now. And you see my lightning reactions. My lightning reactions. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. Desperate to talk to someone who went to the Spice Girls concert. There may have been two, I don't know. I'm deeply envious. I saw the Spice Girls at O2, the O2 actually, as you would know, with James Max, of all people. I know, strange world, isn't it? And this was like whenever it was, 7, 8, 9 years ago. It was brilliant.
I would love to have seen the Spice Girls.
Love the Spice Girls. I love the Spice Girls. I think they're fantastic.
My kids love the Spice Girls, and they have not been party to all the marketing, which we're told that was all the Spice Girls were about. No, they weren't. They had some great pop songs.
But they weren't about... Listen, all of the best bands, they got marketing on their side.
Yeah.
Of course they have.
And remember, the Spice Girls were taking over everything. You could get, like, Spice Girls drinks, Spice Girls Chupa Chups, Spice Girls this,
You don't
Spice
think marketing's a thing? You know the Beatles, when Brian Epstein found them, they were dressed in leathers. And Brian went, OK, boys, I'm going to buy you suits. I'm going to buy you suits, boys. We're going to get some nice suits. Take you out of the leathers. As much as I like the leathers, we're going to take you out of the leathers. He was Scouse, but he was very posh. Do you know what? I'm going to play Brian Epstein speaking in a minute, but I'm going to carry on doing it. And we're going to play some Brian Epstein.
And I'll see how close that was.
You're going to... OK, well... OK.
Isn't it a bit more, OK, boys? Would it be a bit more like that?
No, you can't hear the Scouse.
You can't hear Scouse at all?
Can't hear the Scouse.
Blimey.
OK, well, of course... He'd have a fag in his hand, hang on. Well, of course, when I first found the Beatles, they were very rough. They were dressed in leathers, playing in a cellar, the Cavern Club. And, but I saw something very special about them, particularly John Lennon. And, so I approached the boys, and I said, yes, I will represent you, but we've got to get you out of those leathers as quickly as we can. That's right. That is my...
Is that bang on?
That is my Brian Epstein. We go to Brian Epstein. This is what we do. Brian Epstein.
Prepare yourselves, because you won't be able to tell the difference.
Exactly.
This is what we're setting you up for.
Brian Epstein interview. Here we go. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen.
The reporter was Fife Robertson. This unimposing piece of paper signed in
boring. There we go.
as well known as they are, and next week his book called A Cellar Full of Noise is...
Well, yes, of course. When I wrote A Cellar Full of Noise...
You wrote in this book, we knew that America would make us or break us as world stars. In fact, she made us. I noticed, going through the book, that you're always referring to the Beatles as us and we. You know, how much do you identify yourself with them?
This is strange, actually, because in the beginning, I was very fierce about the business of the manager not being known at all.
I was spot on.
There's not even a hint of Scouse there.
Well, he's so posh that he's got rid of the Scouse. Let's see if we can find some better quality Brian Epstein audio. Hang on. No, we just no good. But I was well, of course, when I found the boys playing in a rather sweaty cellar, the Cavern Club, they were very rough around the edges, but I spotted a raw talent. And I just knew that I could do something with these 4 young men in leather.
Okay.
I love Brian Epstein. It's such a sad story, Brian Epstein. And everyone says it wasn't suicide. Well, you know what? I think it was suicide. Yeah, those people that knew him, they say it wasn't. I think it was suicide.
What do they know, apart from him?
Well, what they don't say, and I'm sure I've got this right, Beatles fans will correct me. Phone in and correct me. Don't correct me on Twitter, otherwise I'll block you. He did attempt suicide before. He was found unconscious, and he had to go away. He had to go. What did they call it in the old days when you went away? Sanatorium to recuperate. And he was depressed because of his sexuality. I think. Oh no, he was being blackmailed. That was it. He was being blackmailed by a bit of rough. He liked. He did. I've seen it described, but bits of rough, and he was being blackmailed by someone who stole. If I got this right, who stole a briefcase full of all of the Beatles' money for a gig, like 20 grand or something, and possibly some intimate photographs. And this guy was blackmailing him, and he was terrified because he was, obviously homosexuality, being gay was still illegal then. And even now people don't want to be outed, and that's fine, but it was illegal. And he was terrified of the shame it would bring on the boys. My boys, the shame it would bring on his family, and this well-established, very wealthy, very successful Jewish, upright, proper family in Liverpool who did it. If they'd had a gay son, it would have been a scandal, and he was slightly losing his impact on the Beatles, and he died.
Poor bloke.
Yeah, it is. It's really, really sad. Fascinating man, Brian Epstein. 0344 499 1000. Good evening, Adam.
Oh, hello. How are you doing?
I'm very, very well, Adam. What can we do for you this evening?
Firstly, I'll co-sign your Epstein. That was very cool.
My Brian Epstein was good, wasn't it?
It was. I was going to bring up another CB movie, which was
I bet you could do a good Epstein. You've got quite a posh voice to start with.
Yeah, but I don't think I've sampled enough of his oeuvre to be able to do it.
When I discovered the boys, they were rather rough and ready, and
leather.
They were in leather.
Yeah, you mentioned that.
Leather-clad, yeah.
Leather-clad.
Yeah.
Very sweaty club. I kept going back.
I see.
Anyway, Adam, come on now.
Yes, I was going to say CB radio-related movies.
CB. This is why. And here's the thing, right, Adam? I don't know if you know this. This show, the whole station, the listening figures went up, right, last week. This show went down, right?
Yeah.
And yet you phone in
directly.
You phone in and launch a topic, CB radio-based movies, and I'm thinking, this is the most mainstream show on the network. CB radio-based movies. Why are we losing listeners? This doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever.
I don't think that the question Convoy or Smokey and the Bandit was that out there.
This is a great phone-in topic, right? And here's the thing. Matthew Wright is at home, just counting his checks that he's got from Hello Magazine for more pictures of his baby, and he's going, what? Why didn't we think of that? Get Kev on the phone. Kev! They're doing CB radio-based movies! We should have thought of it. Instead, we get the fifth Doctor Who in and get him pissed! Adam, continuez-vous, s'il vous plaît? That's French.
I mean, that was it, really. I was going to say, do you like... You said you like Convoy. How do you feel about Smokey and the Bandit?
Yes, mate. I love Smokey and the Bandit because Burt Reynolds is funny, Sally Field is funny. They are both beautiful people, and they're fun. There was a glut of CB-based movies in the 70s. Actually, Adam, this is the phone-in. CB radio-based movies, 0344 499 1000, call me now. So we got Smokey and the Bandit, Smokey and the Bandit 1, Smokey and the Bandit 2, Smokey and the Bandit 3, Smokey is the Bandit.
Cannonball
Run?
Did they have CBs? Yeah.
Cannonball Run 1 and 2.
Burt Reynolds films. I know I was born in 97, but I grew up on Burt Reynolds.
Hang on a second, everyone. Just take this in. This gentleman was born in 1997.
Oh, my God.
Oh, bless
We've been over this. It's not that fascinating.
I was a grown-up in 1997.
I was on my way down for the fifth time in 1997. Okay, any other CB radio-based movies? There must be loads of them.
Did the Blues Brothers do CB?
I don't think so. It's a lousy film anyway.
Ooh.
The Blues Brothers is a lousy
Muffin,
film.
I say to that, Muffin.
Oh dear.
So if you remember that.
What is it?
The Ollie Manoeuvre?
Is it in the Blues Brothers movie?
No, the Ollie Manoeuvre. We came up with the code word Muffin.
Oh, flipping heck. Sorry, Adam. Yes,
the safe word.
Okay, right. Stop. Everyone stop. That is our safe word. If a caller says the word muffin, that means that maybe I've gone too far with the banter, and we need to check in on their mental health. Adam, all right. So we're not playing a role now. The sound effects are off. The background is gone. Are you okay? Did I say anything that upset you? Do you want us to end this phone call?
No, it's fine. Just how dare you insult the Blues Brothers?
Well, how dare you misuse a muffin?
Well,
how dare you misuse a muffin? That you can't just toss a muffin off. You used that. That is like the time I phoned up. I prank called 999. I did it. I was 8 years old and I asked for Superman, and the woman at the end gave me such a stern rollicking. I felt thoroughly ashamed of myself.
Whoa! What a miserable cow. Where else are you going to ring for Superman?
I did not. Shut up. Shut up. You're now condoning and encouraging people to make.
No, but a tiny child who thinks he's ringing Superman.
I had a very deep voice for an 8-year-old.
Oh, right, okay.
And Adam, you have done the same thing. Don't you dare phone this radio station or this radio show and pull a muffin on me when you don't mean it, all right? There are people out there who actually need it, and when they do a muffin, I'm not going to take them seriously. Good, I'm glad you're crying. You should be crying.
Yeah, mock muffin.
Oh, I just wanted to bring Muffin back.
Goodbye, Adam. Absolute. I mean, some of the callers we get on this show really disappoint me. Let's go to Jacob.
Ian.
Hello, Jacob. I know it says on my screen that you're 17 years old, so I would have thought you'd have learnt how to use a telephone by now.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Yes,
basically,
17 is it? What year were you born?
I was born in 2001. I was born in 2001.
Wouldn't you be 18 then?
You'd be 18. Thank you, Katherine. I couldn't quite work.
August 21st, 2001.
Sorry?
August 21st.
August 21st. So so you'd be
2001.
2000. No, that doesn't. Why is this not making sense? That doesn't make you 17. That makes you.
I wanted to inform you about the strawberries.
Oh, jeez. Okay. All right, son. Listen, I was like that after my first drink. That's a great heckle. Put down. What is going on? It's a bank holiday. Oh no!
And it's half term.
It's half term. Oh, Ronnie, you should have warned us. You knew. That's why you came in tonight. You knew it was half term. Yeah. Oh, and we got Liverpool phoning. I tell you what we'll do with Liverpool. We'll just put them there. They can sit there, but we're not going to go to them. Oh no!
Yeah, we're going to get a lot of. Oh, hello. My name is old man's name.
Steve. And I fought in the Second World War.
And I have my date of birth just on the tip of my tongue, just in case you ask me for it. I want to know your views on Brexit.
Oh, did we do the quarter past break? No, we didn't. Oh, thank God for that. Let's do it now, please.
The radio show for people who know the best part of the day is the night.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio. We'll get you talking.
Oh no, when you get an email from the guest that you're supposed to have on at 10:30 saying, I waited until 11 and then I've got an early meeting, so I'm off to bed now. Oh no, Nick. It's Ronnie Barber's fault. I'm so sorry. I can't work anywhere. It's his fault. I'm so sorry. Right. So, Nick DeSemelin has written a brilliant book called Wild and Crazy Guys. I was talking about it all last week. I'm so looking forward to chatting to him. He's been to Rick Moranis' house. He's hung out with Rick Moranis. Oh, God, it's awful. Nick, you won't be listening, but I'm really, really, really sorry. I've sent you an email that I hope expresses how... Oh, I feel terrible! What an awful thing! Producer. What an awful thing! I've emailed Nick. Hopefully we'll get Nick on the weekend. If he refuses to come on, that's absolutely his right, because that was shameful behaviour. I have to say the book is astounding. It's called Wild and Crazy Guys by Nick DeSemlin. It's about Bill Murray, John Candy, Eddie Murphy, all of those dudes that came from SNL and they made huge movies in the 80s and did loads of coke, and some of them blew it and some of them kind of, Bill Murray, for example, held on and kept making great movies. It is a brilliant book. And I'm absolutely mortified. My God, Nick, I'm so sorry. I sent him an email as well today. We need to, hang on, ring the bell. Ring the bell. Let's go to William, who's in Preston. So you could change his name to Billy Preston, and that would work. Good evening, William.
Oh.
Hello.
Hi, Ian.
Hello, William. What can we do for you this evening?
Well, I've been listening in for a while now, and I don't understand why these Liverpudlians think this is a joke.
You've got a Liverpool accent.
I know.
Okay, thanks very much indeed for your call. That was a pathetic one. As they go. That was pathetic. Let's try Dave, although I'm not holding out much hope. Good evening, Dave.
Hello.
Hello, Dave.
I just want to make another point about Man United.
No, thanks, Dave. Okay, right. So those are the calls. Jeez, those are the calls.
Yeah.
Here's what I want to do. I want to bring back streaking. Right. I don't really remember what the I had my kids this weekend. They're 7 and 9. I don't really remember what the conversation was. I think we were watching some of the Fortnite semi-finals on Twitch, right? Big competition where Billy the Fish, or whatever his name was, that lad we talked about last week, 15-year-old, is going to go. And we watched it. Really exciting, actually. Really exciting. Really good. I got far more pleasure from it. Oh, I tell you what I learnt this weekend. I learnt how to bowl.
Bowl what?
A cricket ball.
All right, yeah.
My 9-year-old taught me how to bowl. Never been able to do it. Could never, ever do it at school.
One of them?
No, you're doing a Pete Townsend there.
Yeah.
I mean, in terms of the guitar, not internet browsing. But you're doing a windmill, Pete Townsend. No, bowling, yeah.
Spin bowling.
Well, not spin. Spin is different.
Okay.
But I can do a straight bowl. I could never do it at school, and I was made to feel worthless for being unable to bowl. And my teachers, I don't even remember them trying to teach me. I just couldn't do it, right? My 9-year-old taught me in the back garden. I can do a bowl. I think part of the problem was...
do a bowl.
I can do a bowl. Part of the problem was the teachers were so focused on the run-up.
Yeah.
No,
you don't by the arms.
Don't do the run-up. You just do it standing there. So, well, my youngest... The method that the 7-year-olds do is they stand side on and they go like this. They go tick-tock, tick-tock.
Beautiful.
Which is great. But then the 9-year-old... And I didn't even know you had to hold the ball with the rivets.
Yes.
Between the fingers.
Yes.
And then it's just that.
Yeah. All easy now with the lights.
Okay, the new studio.
Well, you know, my 8-year-old has started cricket.
Yes.
She loves it, right?
Yeah.
And she came back. They're teaching them how to do spin bowling.
Fantastic.
Except she's already perfected what we found out, an illegal manoeuvre.
Yeah.
Yeah. She does like a double windmill to put them off.
Oh, is that?
And sometimes she'll throw in a third.
And that's illegal, is it?
Yeah.
Good, because my youngest was doing that the weekend. I said, mate, I don't know much about the rules of cricket. I don't think you can do that.
She was like, what point in about 5?
I don't think that is, she said, no, it confuses them. I said, yeah, I don't think you're allowed to.
Exactly the argument we had. I said, I don't think that's the way you're supposed to do it. She went, it's the way you win.
But I learned how to bowl, so we went and had bowling practice over the park. It was amazing. My 9-year-old taught me. You're doing very well, Daddy. I'm very proud of you. Yeah, son. I'll take that. I'll definitely take that. Anyway,
skills.
So I've got some skills. If you learnt anything over the weekend, 0344 499 1000, I'll take that. Always take that. What do you know now? What do you know, or what can you do now that you didn't know or could do on Friday? You must have learnt something over the weekend.
Over the weekend, I've learned that I could go to a barbecue and be really ill and no one notices.
Oh, wow, that's a skill.
Yeah.
That's a skill.
Yeah, they didn't notice. They just thought I was a bit quiet.
Aye. So we were watching the Fortnite tournament, and I said, what this needs now is a streaker. A streaker. And they kept calling it a streener for some streener. I said, no, it's a streaker. What's a streaker? I said, well, It's really funny. You don't see it anymore. But what used to happen...
Probably a sex crime now.
Well, God, can't we have... This is why I voted leave. So that we can get British streaking back where it belongs.
Make streaking great.
The home of public nudity, the public illegal nudity, back. I said, right, what happens is that at some big sports events, people would take off all their clothes and run across the pitch. Of course, the 7 and 9-year-old boys found this hilarious.
You had them at taking off all their clothes, right?
Yeah. And my youngest said, and he has a peculiar way of phrasing this, are they the drunk? Are they the drunk? I said, well, they can be the drunk, but they don't have to be the drunk. And he said, can you show me some? I said, with great pleasure. So we spent half an hour on YouTube falling down the streaking rabbit hole. And we found some great streaking.
Classic streaks.
Some classic streaks. We found a streak on American Ninja, where someone jumps on the American Ninja course.
That was an audacious streak.
That was outrageous.
Because not only was it...
Possibly faked,
but... proper... full frontal, loud and proud streak, but also he did the course.
He did it well. We found a great, really beautiful streak. I've tweeted these two. A really beautiful streak where it's a guy streaks off like a football match on one side of the pitch.
Also, has to be said, he's gorgeous.
Yeah. And runs to the centre. But then on the other side of the pitch, as he's being chased, a beautiful woman strips off and runs, and they're being chased by security, and they're getting close, and they're zigzagging. The technique is you zigzag. And then they meet, and they embrace, and then they both get pulled off, steady, and the woman turns to the man and mouths, I love you. And they're obviously having the time of their life, and you know that when they get back, they're going to have wild sex because they did something so outrageous and so
they might
dangerous.
Be out of puff.
And just think, what a fun... lovely thing to do. And then there's another one where it's a streaker, it's a woman streaker jumps onto the pitch naked, a football match, and she gets the ball and she scores a goal. But she scores a great goal from a distance. It's wonderful. Bring back streaking. Here's my promise, right? And you've got to be naked. You've got to be naked, because there's a few on this compilation we saw where they got clothes on. No. You got to be naked, right? Anybody streaks at any of our events, I'm buying you a drink. Anybody, it's not to say I'm encouraging it. I'm not encouraging it. But if anybody streaks at any of our live rabbit holes, we're in Glasgow this Saturday.
If it's going to happen, it's going to happen in Glasgow.
I will buy you. I tell you what. Yeah, I'll buy the first 5 streakers drinks.
It's going to be all night.
I'll buy.
Then I'll be sitting there in the nuddy.
Is it my turn? Yeah. I will buy. This is my deal, right? I want to bring back streaking. Let's bring back Britain's greatest pastime. Let's unite the nation that is now divided with Brexit and the European elections and all of this nonsense that's going on. Let's bring back streaking, and this is my promise to you: anybody who streaks at any of our live events, I will buy you a drink. And in Glasgow, the first 5 people that streak, I will buy you a drink.
But word of warning, if you decide to take the streak to the streets and you get busted by the popo, we ain't bailing you out.
You are on your own, kids. 0344 499 1000. This is the Late Night Alternative, weeknights from 10 on Talk Radio.
Closing time conversation for tax inspectors, taxi drivers and taxidermists. Great big talk for the wee small hours.
You've been trolling me big time, mate.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. You'd be very welcome. You know the score, guys. You can call in about anything. Maybe you've just tuned in for the first time, because this is the thing. All radio stations have an A team and a B team. The A team, Monday through Sunday, there's the A team, right? The B team. This is how you judge a radio station. The B team. Christmas holidays, bank holidays, religious festivals. The B team are the people that they get in to fill in for the A team. Now, I don't want to be rude. Let me just see. Hang on a second. I'm not going to name names. I'm not going to name names. Let me just see who. Oh no, fair play. The LBC are playing their A team, which many would consider a B team in itself, but they are playing their A team because they know that things are hotting up on this show. So we're up against Tom Snorbrick. But if you've just tuned over to us for the first time, You're waiting for the question about Farage. You're waiting for the question about Brexit, about Theresa May, about Boris Johnson. It ain't going to happen. We just sit here, me and Katherine Boyle, we sit here, we talk absolute balls. You're welcome to join in on that balls, or you can phone in with any of your own balls. 0344 499 1000. You'll speak to Simon tonight. He takes your name and number, gives you a call back. It's a free phone call for most of you, pennies at the most. It's not a premium rate, and you can come on and talk about absolutely anything you want. Don't swear, don't be libelous. Those are the only two rules. Something we have to be very, very careful of when we go to our next caller. It's Roger.
Good evening, Ian and Katherine.
Good evening, Roger.
Roger.
Haha. CB radios.
Here we go.
When I was at school, we just had this guy, I think it was once, maybe twice, he came.
Sorry? Second time I've done that joke tonight. Come on, you're better than that, Ian. You're better than that. I'm not. I'm really, really not. I'm no better than that.
So it was a CB operator that came and let us all have a go on the CB. And the rule was he picked our handles.
Oh, no, mate.
No, it's better than that.
Go on.
I had to go with my friend, John. I was given the handle WizKid.
That's good. That's a cool handle. Very, very cool handle.
Yeah. John ended up with Dairy Box.
Why?
I don't know. I can't remember, but I can remember him being rather annoyed. He was rather upset. Just like, no, it's got to be Dairy. Your Dairy Box. If you want to go on, you've got to be Dairy Box.
Dairy Box.
He wasn't happy.
Here's the thing. When I was in primary school, I guess I was in like the first or second year, and there was a guy in the fourth year of middle school, what we call middle school. A lot of people don't know what middle school is. I can't, it's the school where you do your 11 plus. I can't be any more specific than that. And then I went to a grammar school.
My kid goes to middle school.
Okay, fine.
There are still some left.
Not everyone knows what they are. But, Cliff Barnett, who was the son of the caretaker.
Oh, this is a child called Cliff.
Yeah. Or maybe his dad was called Cliff. Anyway, the Barnett family. He had a CB radio, and he would bring it in and play with it in the playground, right? He's 11, and I'm 8 or 9, right? And it had a massive aerial. Just pull this aerial. It's massive aerial. And he'd talk during the break on a CB radio. And, of course, the whole school would swarm around him, because this is like, what is this, man? This is insane. But he would not let anybody else touch it. He wouldn't, and you'd go, can I have a go? And he'd go, yeah, sure. Nah, I'm only joking. And he wouldn't let anybody else have a go on it. And I used to think, he was a bit of a bully anyway. And I thought, you smug get. It was showing off. It was willy waving. Even at that age, it was willy waving. And I remember I went home and I said to my parents, I want a radio. I want a radio. I want a radio. And do you know what they bought me, Roger?
Crystal set.
No, they bought me like a little tranny. Bought me a radio because I didn't put the letters CB at the start of it, so I got a little tranny, and I was like, oh, brilliant, yeah, brilliant. Now here's the thing: it's worked out in your benefit, Roger. Do you know why?
Why?
Because if I didn't have got that little tranny, I wouldn't have got into radio. He's nodding. I wouldn't have got into radio. I would not be here tonight, Roger. There would be. I'm still doing a powerful monologue. Be quiet, Roger. I would not be here tonight. You would not be getting this entertainment, and there would be a 3-hour gap in talk radio. Talk radio probably wouldn't even exist if I hadn't got that radio.
I can remember my transistor radio.
Yeah.
When I was around that age, it was a little dog. It was a little cartoon dog.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
This one was great. This one was great because it had shortwave on it. So I'd listen to shortwave all the time because you just get all the weird foreign stations. And they probably weren't weird, but they sounded weird because it was foreign and because it was such a weird, faint signal. So it sounded like they were coming from Mars. When a lot of them were coming from France. On a clear night, you could get America on this tiny little tranny radio. Incredible. So I was gutted for a while, and then when I started playing with it, there's a lovely little thing. It had a sort of, it was a circular dial, and you moved a little stick around, and it just was suddenly, it's like, oh wow, there's a world. No idea who I listened to. I didn't have a favourite presenter when I was a kid. Just listen to it. Just listen to it and move it around and just get noises and sounds and things. That was my breakthrough, Roger. That was my breakthrough.
Yeah, I did that. I can remember listening to Atlantic 252.
Oh, no. Yeah.
That's the one.
Are you broadcasting from a pirate station? Very echoey tonight, Roger.
I'm in my bedroom for a change.
Ah, of course.
The cavernous.
The cavernous bedroom, Roger.
I wish it was cavernous, but it's not.
Okay. All right. When I first met Roger, he was performing in his cavernous bedroom in very tight leathers, and
That's the mirrors. It's making the sound bounce.
That sounds disgusting.
Thank you very much indeed, Roger. Life is disgusting. 0344 499 1000. Simon and Nick, stay there. Tom, you can stay there as long as you want. You ain't getting on, buddy. This is the Late Night Alternative on Talk Radio.
The radio show where the owls are not what they seem.
Do you or have you ever watched Twin Peaks?
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee
They could be dreaming and meeting each other in their dreams.
on Talk Radio.
The point I was trying to make is I very seriously hurt my right foot.
Oh.
It's, what did I call it? Peritoneal tendinitis. It's an actual thing, and it doesn't mean what you think it means. I've hurt the side of the foot.
It wasn't peritoneal that you told me. It was like perineum or something.
It was. No, it wasn't actually.
Coronal.
No, it wasn't perineum. You've just said that because you want to show off, the posh word for taint. I'll tell you exactly what it was. God, you make me.
It wasn't peritoneal.
Yes, it wasn't perineum.
Because your peritonitis is to do with your gallbladder, isn't it?
Be quiet.
Some humble pie with your name on it.
Where have I got it? Where did I put it? You could help by finding it, but you won't.
No, I deleted all your tweets, mate.
It wasn't a tweet. This was a private message to a buddy.
Perineal.
Yeah, perineal. Yeah.
Well, that sounds more like perineum.
Well, it might sound like it, but it isn't. I haven't strained my perineum.
Mm-hmm. You massage that. When I was pregnant, they used to say to massage that. So you
my perineum?
No, not yours.
Back to the work camp. So go on.
They used to say to massage that with olive oil, but it wasn't like actually just that.
Well,
it was up and around.
Remember we did the thing a couple of weeks ago where it was a man who could have like 50 orgasms, like in the space of 5 minutes, and it's rubbing the taint. So I've hurt my foot quite badly, and it's going to take 4 months to heal.
Gosh.
Yeah. And my back is still killing me from when I did 410 dabs to the point where right, this is me getting out of a chair now. This is how I get out of the chair, okay? And then the first few steps, it takes a while for the body to warm up, and then I'm there.
Think, Dick Van Dyke when he pretended to be an old man before he was an old man? It's that.
What can I do? I couldn't carry my kids around on my back.
Oh.
It's life. I mean, this is life. This is funny. We've got, okay, this is going to be funny. It's going to be funny. Swear to God, if you've got a blank tape, put it in and press record and play now. This is going to be the funniest thing you've ever heard in your life. You ready?
Yeah, go on.
You ready? You ready? Hang on. Okay. Good evening, Nick.
Hello, good evening. Wanted to talk to you about...
Flipping up, what? There's two Nicks on the line.
Hello?
Right, you be quiet, Preston. Scunthorpe?
Okay. Hello.
What's your name?
It's Nick.
Right. They should have said hello at the same time.
We'll try again.
Okay, right. Okay, we'll go. Good evening, Nick.
Hello.
Right, now where's Preston gone?
I'm here.
You told him to shut up.
Right, Preston, here's the thing, Preston and Scunthorpe, right? There are two Nicks. Very rarely do we get two Nicks on at the same time. So when I say hello, Nick, you're both supposed to think, oh, it's just me, because they never get more than two Nicks on, right? And more than one Nick on even. And I've got like the cameras. I'm just thinking on my feet. Nick on cameras, that's all.
Oh, dear.
It was a tiny joke, about this big. Right, so we'll do it again, and you both say hello at the same time, and then we all start laughing, okay?
They're ready.
Okay.
They're ready.
Is that okay, Scunthorpe?
Yep.
Is that okay, Preston?
Ready. Yep.
I'm dealing with... These guys are taking the Nick. Right. No? Come on. Okay, here we go. Good evening, Nick.
Hello.
Would you believe it?
There's two Nicks, and I hate you both. Let's start with Scunthorpe. You stay there. We're going to start with Preston. Good evening, Preston.
Good evening, Ian. I wanted to talk to you about streaking. Are you familiar with a gentleman called Mark Roberts? Does that name sound familiar?
Mark Roberts. It doesn't ring a bell. No, tell me about Mark Roberts.
He's Britain's most prolific streaker.
Oh, I like this guy.
him.
From behind.
I know you and Kath have been doing a lot of interviews. Maybe you could get hold of him. I know Bob Ross, not Bob Ross.
Bob Ross, the painter?
Bob Mills interviewed him last year.
Okay.
And his most famous streak would have been, do you remember the Fred Talbot This Morning streaker? When he was
Oh, is that him? Kath is showing me him streaking at
the snooker.
And the only reason I know it's a snooker tournament is because I can see the pink and the brown.
Well, there's a documentary, Channel 4 did a documentary a few years back, it's called Streak. He retired a few years back, but he came out of retirement last year at the Winter Olympics.
He retired!
Put his pants on.
Do you know what, love? I've had enough of the streaking game. It's not what it used to be. There's all these young bucks coming in. I'm out. I quit. I'm done. That's it. And then like 2 years later, he's at home unhappy. Go out there. You know what you love. You know what makes you happy, love. If I'm behind you, if you want to do it, I will support you all the way.
Yeah, he hung up his birthday suit.
Wow.
But he streaked in more than 500 occasions, I think, across 20 countries. But he should be available for an interview. I don't know if he'll be keen to come out of retirement.
We can try and get him, but it might be hard.
Oh, now, come on.
Well, not at the Winter Olympics he won't be. No, more a shrinkage. But Bob Mills managed to get hold of him. I don't know how you do that with the naked.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll have a look out for. I want to celebrate. Can we do that, Katherine? Can you try and get some of the most? Let's get Erica Rowe on. Now, here's an interesting thing. There was another famous streaker who wasn't Erica Rowe. Charmless Nurk, tweet me, because you told me you went to school with her. She streaked an England cricket game. Can't remember her name. And I looked this up, and he told me this, and I looked it up, and it was true. She then went to LA and became a really successful recording artist.
Gosh.
But I can't remember her name. Let's get some of it. Nick, you're right. Let's celebrate what makes this country great. And it's illegal nudity.
And alternative uses for policemen's helmets.
There we go. Let's do, Nick, we're going to try and get him on.
Okay.
Thank you very much indeed, Preston. Now, if Scunthorpe has got anything, he will tell me the exact same thing. He will tell me he's called in for the exact same thing if he wants this to really, really fire off. Let's see. Nick Scunthorpe.
Good evening, Ian.
Good evening, Nick. What have you got for us?
I've got Brian Epstein for you. Would you like to hear my Brian Epstein impression?
I would love to hear your Brian Epstein impression. Are you doing it naked?
I am, yeah.
Okay, perfect. Then we're away.
I thought I need to set the scene. It was pretty much of an eye-opener to go down into this dark and dank, smoky cellar in the middle of the day and to see crowds and crowds of kids watching these 4 young men on stage. They were rather scruffily dressed in the nicest possible way, or should I say in the most attractive way. Black leather jackets and jeans, long hair of course, and they had a rather untidy stage presentation, not terribly aware, not caring very much what they looked like. I think they cared more even than for what they sounded like. I immediately liked what I heard. They were fresh, and they were honest, and they had what I thought was a presence, and this is a terribly vague term, star quality. That was terrible.
Yeah, but you just did it in your voice.
No, it was my Brian Epstein voice.
Yeah,
it
was your voice. Okay, do it again, and then we're gonna go straight to the Beatles like a professional show. Here we go. Do it again.
Amazing.
Okay.
It was pretty much of an eye-opener to go down into this dark and dank, smoky cellar in the middle of the day and to see crowds and crowds of kids watching these 4 young men on stage. They were rather scruffily dressed in the nicest possible way, or should I say in the most attractive way. Black leather jackets and jeans, long hair of course, and they had a rather untidy stage presentation, not terribly aware, not caring very much what they sounded like. I think they cared more even for what they sounded like. No, that's wrong. I immediately liked what I heard. They were fresh, and they were on it, and they had what I thought was the sort of presence, and this is a terribly vague term, star quality.
And this is a recording of the night Brian Epstein walked down the cavern and heard the Beatles for the first time.
Iain grew up very much under the suffocating influence of his mother, who doted upon him, in whose eyes he could do no wrong. He was educated privately at a series of... Oh, my up. This is what I was ringing in about. You was mentioning that Brian Epstein...
Hang on. Sorry, just excuse me a second. I found a whole... This is the Beatles live.
Thank you very much. How are you doing today? The next song, the next is called I Feel Fine.
Anyone who's tried to play that riff, it sounds like that.
She's happy as can be, she said so.
Oh, man. Yes, Nick?
Yeah, so you were saying about Brian Epstein being in the sanatorium, kind of around Sgt. Pepper sort of era.
Yes.
I can't. Well, do you have a bathroom book, a book that you like read in the bathroom?
Do I don't, because I'm not like the olden days. When I go to the toilet, I'm in and out. Why? What book are you recommending?
Well, I'm reading. I've got like about 3 or 4 on the go, but this is from Paul McCartney, the Barry Miles book, many years from now, and it's really good. It's got like a lot of stuff that I didn't really sort of know.
Oh, I've read that one. That's a good one.
And it's not got Brian Epstein in the sanitarium, but it's got obviously a lot of stuff to do with his background and the homosexuality and whatnot. Yeah. But I was reading I think yesterday morning or the morning before. It just sort of said, he hated the hideous uniform and his tailor... This is about him being in the military. Military police picked him up one night at the Army and Navy Club on Piccadilly and arrested him for impersonating an officer. His parents had powerful lawyers who managed to avert a court-martial, and he was given psychiatric tests instead. He was discharged from the Army after 10 months' service as emotionally and mentally unfit. A euphemism meaning, among other things, that he was gay. But that's the only thing... As far as I know, in '67, I think it says on Wikipedia, he was in and out of the Priory.
The Priory, that was it, the Priory. It was the Priory. It was the Priory. This is the problem with you guys. This is the problem with the liberal elite. You fact-check everything. What you scumbags on the left do is you hear something that is patently untrue and you go and search books for evidence and facts, and then you correct the person who is also on the left who made the incorrect statement, and that is why this country is in the state it's in, Nick.
It is. I agree.
Thank you very much for your call. I appreciate it, man. You're a good man. Let's go to Ellie. Good evening, Ellie.
Hello.
Hello, Ellie.
Hi.
Why do I get the feeling this phone call's not going to last very long?
Maybe because I sound really nervous.
Is it nerves, or is it you're building up to something?
Nervous.
Don't be nervous. Don't be nervous. Come, sit down. I've made us some fresh licorice tea, and we will drink it, and we will be happy. What can we do for you tonight, Ellie?
I'm not sure. My friend just told me to phone up.
Who told you to phone up?
He's called H.
He's called H?
He doesn't really like his name.
What's his name?
He's called Harrison.
Harrison? Harrison's a great name.
I know, I tell him that all the time.
What's his first name?
His first name?
Yeah.
Harrison.
So he's called Harrison?
No, he's called just Harrison. But
Harrison's his first name? Oh my God, that's weird. I'm joking. That was mean. Harrison's a great name. Harry, Hazza, Harry Krishna. All these wonderful names you can get out of it. Those are just like 5, and I just off the top of my head, if I was really thinking, I could probably come up with another 3 or 4.
Yeah.
But does Harrison like listening to the show?
Yeah.
But you've never heard the show before?
No.
Have you heard any of this tonight? So are you with Harrison?
Not at the moment. I'm in.
Okay.
He's like laughing in the.
Yes, Harrison. Well done, man. You got the lady to phone up. Okay. So, what is your relationship to this gentleman?
We're just friends.
Just friends. Can I ask how old you are, Ellie?
I'm 15.
15. Okay. All right. Cool. And it's half term.
Yeah, it's half term.
Half term. So it's so spirits. Let's just say I'm winking at you, Ellie. Spirits are high. Okay, spirits are high? High spirits?
Yeah.
Okay, good. You having fun? What have you got planned this weekend? This week you're probably going to go out on a nature walk. Maybe go and do that thing. Go and do some brass rubbings at the local church. That kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Beautiful. Yeah. Sounds like fun.
They tell me to speak about football.
Oh, for God's sakes. Well, tell Harrison I'm going to find him, I'm going to track him down, and I'm going to destroy him. I'm going to make Harrison cry. I'm going to make Harrison cry like he's never cried before. I'm going to destroy him. Tell him when he sleeps, he better sleep with one eye open, because I'm going to be creeping up on him, all right, Ellie?
Well, that sounds too creepy.
Is that too creepy for a 45-year-old man to a 15-year-old kid?
Yeah.
In that case, I wish Harrison
No, he's 17.
17? Okay,
Yeah.
suddenly it got a little bit weird. Ellie, thank you very much indeed for your call. Simon, stay there. You're going to be the first call in the next hour. 0344. That hour went very quickly, and I've got absolutely no idea what, if anything, we achieved.
Oh, well, just so much and very little.
Thank you very much indeed, Catherine. You're. I want to hear more from you in the next hour.
Okay, I'm just trying to chase streakers, which is no mean feat.
0344. We got Simon who's going to be next, then it could be you, dear listener. 0344 499 1000 is the phone number. We got streakers, we got Spice Girls, we got CB radio-based films. This is the late night alternative every weeknight from 10, only on Talk Radio.
Talk Radio. The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Hookah chaka, hookah, hookah, hookah chaka, hookah, hookah, hookah chaka, hookah, hookah, hookah chaka, hookah, hookah. I can't stop this feeling deep inside of me. Girl, you just don't realize what you do to me. When you hold me in your arms so tight, you let me know everything's alright. I'm hooked on a feeling. I'm high on believing that you're in love with me. Lips as sweet as candy, its taste is on my mind. Girl, you got me thirsty for another cup of wine. Got a bug from you, girl, but I don't need no cure. I just stay affecting if I can for sure. All the good love when we're all alone. Keep it up, girl. Yeah, you turn me on. I'm hooked on a feeling. I'm high on believing that you're in love with me. All the good love when we're all alone. Keep it up, girl. Yeah, you turn me on. I'm hooked on a feeling. I'm high on believing that you're in love with me. I'm hooked on a feeling. And I'm high on believing.
I mean, that's a great song, right? But why would anyone go, you know, that song is great? You know what? It's missing something. It's missing something. It's got the good chorus. It's got the horns. Now, this is going to sound crazy, right? It's going to sound crazy. How about going, ooga chaga, ooga, ooga, ooga chaga, ooga, ooga, ooga chaga, ooga chaga, ooh. At the start and sort of throughout the... Sorry, what? Yeah, so at the start of the song, where it starts, go... Ooga chaga, ooga, ooga, ooga. Yeah, I don't know if that's going to be necessarily a great direction for the song to go in. No, trust me. I think it's going to work, right? I really think it's going to work. Look, I got my kid to record it. This is what I think it should sound like at the start of the song, okay?
Ooga zaga, 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 ooga zaga.
Yeah, sure, let's put it in. What the hell, it's the 70s. Let's go and do some more drugs. 0344 499 1000 is the phone number. The late night alternative, Iain Lee and Katherine Boyle. We'll speak to Simon, and then we're going to see what Boyley has got under the hood. I didn't mean it to sound...
your pardon?
I didn't mean it to sound like that at all.
Dare you.
As that came out... let me apologise to you.
And my hood.
As that came out... I meant, like, that's what they say, don't they, about engines and cars and stuff, right? But, of course...
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. That was...
Thank you for walking it back.
I'm walking it back. Just to say, if I ever do get these labour camps...
Yeah.
Language like that will be verboten.
Obviously.
Yes, they will be, they're against their will, kind of, but everyone will be treated with respect.
Oh, yeah, despite being strapped down, yes.
Everyone will be treated with respect. Let's treat our next caller with a bit of respect, shall we? Let's stop our bickering.
It depends who they are.
It's Mark. No, it's not. It's Simon. I don't know what. Mark is the next one. It's Simon. Good evening, Simon.
Hi, Ian. Hi, Kath.
Hey.
Hey, Simon. What you got for us, man? Yeah, good.
Yeah, you completely throw me now. I've got a really bad CGI baby dancing around in my head in the sort of mid-90s Ally McBeal episode.
I used to like Ally McBeal.
Yeah, so did I. But that is.
I've never seen Ally McBeal.
Yeah, that was her biological clock ticking. It used to be... Do you remember that CGI baby that did the creepy dance?
No.
Oh,
was that the same guy that did Crazy Frog? I don't even really remember what Crazy Frog was.
It was pretty much that.
I say of programmes that from that era, perhaps slightly earlier. What was the programme where it was the guy and it? This isn't the programme I was thinking of actually, but I can't think of that. It was the guy, and he was a man. Oh. And
Northern Exposure.
He would...
Oh, I liked that.
What?
Northern Exposure.
Yeah, it's not... I tried it again. It's not that good, actually. Not due south. It was a guy, and he would go out on dates and stuff, and then it would cut to clips of, like he would, try and... Okay, I don't know if this was actually in the show, but this is the kind of thing... He would be in bed trying to have sex with a lady, and he wouldn't be able to get aroused, and then suddenly something would get him working, and then it would cut to black and white footage from a Frankenstein film with the electricity going, "He's alive!" And it would do that. It would cut black and white movies into this guy's life, because the premise was he grew up just watching these old black and white movies. Anybody? Is there any? Can anybody? Big show. Simon, keep calling. Sorry. In fact, Simon, I'm going to say that. I suspect Mark will know. Mark! Oh, jeez. What a time for the computer to break down. Mark, do you know the show I'm talking about?
No.
Thanks very much indeed for your input. We'll come back to you for your point in a minute, if I remember. Someone will know. It was a very, very big show. It was called, Dear Heart? Was it called Dear Heart? What was...
It wasn't that big a show, though.
It was a very big show. Channel 4, late night, Friday night, 11:30 on a Friday night. Flaming neck. Simon, what have you called in for?
Yeah, no, sorry. No, I was... Before you completely threw me, I was phoning up because I listened to your podcast.
Dream On! Thank you, everybody.
Oh, I remember Dream On, but I just didn't recognise that description.
Thank you, everybody. No. It's Dream On. Thank you, everybody. Dream On. It's a real programme. It's a real show. It's a real programme. It's a real show. And for those who don't remember it, it would have sounded a little bit... This is the power of the internet. We're living in an age where I can throw out something I'd forgotten. Someone can tweet me and then I can go, oh yeah, and this was the theme tune. It's quite an unmemorable thing, Church. That was irrelevant to the conversation only. But there you go. It was Dream On. Simon, please, please get to the point. I know we've thrown you, and if you tell me that again, I will literally physically throw you. What can we do
I
for
was
you?
offering some support for Rainbow George and Alan Caddick as I listened to, I think it was Friday's podcast.
Alan Caddick was asleep tonight. You're going to support that?
Friday.
No, but you're offering support for Alan Caddick.
Well,
he was
no,
asleep tonight.
Ordinarily, they annoy the living hell out of me, both of them.
Okay.
But
I'm not a racist,
Friday, sorry, no. The young lad was singing on Friday. I can't remember what his name was.
Oh, Jack. Jack sang beautifully.
And I thought it was really sweet the way both of them offered him support. I thought it was really, and they really went up in my estimations.
Okay.
And the second point I was going to make was you saying, what have you learned? I've learned since Friday that I cannot stand camping, and that anybody that camps and says they enjoy it are lying.
Yeah,
How did you? Now, here's the thing. I learnt this at the age of 13, Simon.
Yeah.
How have you? You sound like a grown man. I'm guessing you're what, 47?
Good hit, bang on. 47.
There we go. You see, Catherine's always impressed on it. But you sound 47. But how are you only just discovering this now? It's the worst thing.
Because I play in a band and we played at a festival on Friday night, and the only way you can have a drink and not have to drive home or whatever is camp.
Yeah.
And that's the only reason I camp. I wouldn't do it any other week. There's no way you get all these people pulling these.
Oh God!
trolleys.
And camping drunk as well is even worse.
Mate, yeah, well, that's the only way I can sleep. It's terrible. It's awful. Because you've got people making a racket around you. It's daylight before you know it, and you've got. But these people that come in, they got their trolleys, they got their tables, they got their toilets, they got everything with them. Just go to a travel lodge.
Yeah.
It just doesn't. I don't get it. I do not understand it. There's nothing pleasurable about it.
It's horrible.
It's awful. I didn't sleep a wink on. I stayed at the festival on Saturday night. We played Friday night. I stayed there Saturday night, and I couldn't sleep a wink. It's absolutely horrendous. And anybody that says they enjoy it are lying.
Yeah.
Pathological liars.
Here's the thing, right? I work hard. All right. Yeah, okay,
You work,
let me,
in quote marks.
Okay, I work-ish. And I've got a few quid. I'm not a rich man, Simon. The jungle money went a long time ago. It went a long time ago. I'm not a wealthy guy, but I've always got enough. If I'm going somewhere, I'm staying in the very least. I'm staying in a B&B. Right?
Oh, man.
If not a B&B, then an Airbnb. And if not an Airbnb, I'll stay in a hotel. I'm not going to sleep on the floor.
They're there with their TPs and they're, really quite posh people, like really, you're fairly upper class, and like they all got these rictus grins on their faces. But by when I left today, they were starting to look a lot more tired than when I came.
This is the thing; those guys were probably on a drug. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's called cocaine. And boy, oh boy, you don't want to be sleeping. You don't want to be lying out in a field on cocaine overnight.
You say that. I shared a tent with someone that was probably on that.
Oh no!
And he snored. Honestly, this is why I didn't sleep Saturday night, because his head hit the pillow and he snored instantaneously. And I spent the whole night sat outside, and about 3 o'clock in the morning, I just took all my stuff out, put it, took it back to the car and sat in the car and just waited.
Terrible.
No. Now we're talking. I have had some of my best sleeps in a car. I love sleeping in a car. It is wonderful. I've got great technique for sleeping in a car.
And what is it? Because I couldn't do it.
You sit in the front, you sit in the driver's seat, driver's seat, you put the seat back about 45 degrees, then you go on your side, your right leg goes in, both your legs go in the passenger footwell, and your right arm kind of goes over your head and latches under the headrest. You wedge it under the headrest so it sticks. The best sleep you will ever have. I guarantee it.
I'm sorry, I got a false hip and a arthritic shoulder.
Oh, here we
can't do that.
Oh, here we go. Give the guy a blue badge and a 21-gun salute. Unbelievable. Sob story.
I should have, but I could not sleep. I couldn't do it. I tried it. I just gave up. It's horrendous. But anyone that says that camping is good, they're lying.
Scumbags. Simon, thank you very much for sharing that. I hate camping. It's the worst thing you can possibly do.
The only good thing that ever happened to me camping was on guide camp. Do you want
to tell us this story?
Yeah.
Okay.
Every single other member of my patrol got ill and had to be moved out of my tent into the medical tent.
Yeah.
So I became leader of the patrol.
But everyone
of myself.
Everyone else was sick.
Yes.
Wow. That's the best thing that's ever
Got a
happened
tent
to
to
you.
myself, so it didn't smell of everyone else's farts. It was
Oh,
great.
jeez.
It was luxury, and I had power.
I hate it. Absolutely hate it. 0344 499 1000. This is the late night alternative on Talk Radio.
Uncut after hours conversation for the up all night generation. The late night alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio. We'll get you talking.
We're talking about fire pits.
Yeah.
Not like ones where you dig, like little metal things that you buy. Because I bought one for me and the boys, and we've had it going twice. Just two of the best nights ever. And because the boys have got these fire-starting sticks, these little metal poles that you kind of scrape, and it makes sparks. They're brilliant. They start the fire. Bit of cotton wool catches. We've got a load of cardboard at the moment because we had loads of stuff from Amazon. Cardboard goes on, bit of kindling. Then that, bish bash bosh. Then we put a little grill on the top, and I threw some sweet corn wrap covered in butter, wrapped in silver foil. Put them on there. Kath bought me these massive wieners. And just cook. We were cooking sausages in the back garden on a Saturday night. It was amazing, and it's because the boys are starting the fire. It feels very grown up to them. They're loving it, and the fire was going, and my eldest going, "I'm just going to put some more cotton wool down and get this bit going." Beautiful. You can sneeze, Katherine. She'll do 3. 1, just the one.
I held it in.
Bless you. And then we're cooking sausages, and we're out there and we're having a little. It's not even a barbecue. It's a little kind of food, and it's having this fire is so. There's something primal about it. You gather around it. It becomes the focal point. And we had the hammock, and the boys have got this thing where they can now make themselves go upside down on the hammock. And we were just out there for like an hour or so, and then they said, "Can we go in now?" I went, yeah, the fire's burned out. Yeah, let's go in.
So you let the fire burn out, you don't chuck water on it? Or?
Oh, I put a bit of water on it. Yeah. I just never...
Gotta be sure, man.
Never leave a fire unattended, Katherine.
Okay, Smokey the Bear.
Never leave a fire unattended and close all gates. But you've got one now.
I've ordered one, yeah.
Beautiful.
Can't wait. I'm not around this weekend to try it out, but I'm looking forward to
It's
the
magic.
first time.
It's magic. It's magic. Then we had to go to Tiggywinkles on Sunday.
What's going on there? Your kittens have become assassins.
Well, they're not kittens now. They're going to be a year next month, right? And Mucky, I feel embarrassed to say this, over 2 days brought in 3 butchered baby robins. Baby robins.
She's not even eating them, is she?
No, but they were dead. But then we were watching Fortnite, and my youngest went, "What's that bird noise?" And there's a bird outside all day. It's the mother robin calling for her kids. And I said, "What's the mother?" He said, No, there's something in the house. I went, "No, there's not." And he went round, and she'd brought in a baby robin and hadn't killed it, and it was alive. Oh my God. She's got it in her mouth. And I had to get it out of the mouth and then get rid of her. I said, right, okay. And they looked, and the bird was alive, and it was fine. There was no, blood or anything. And I was thinking, right, I know what we do. So, go to the cupboard. There's like a Tupperware lunchbox. Get that. You, go and get me a tea towel. Shh. Put the bird in there, took it to Tiggywinkles, which is the most magical place in the world, right? I know the guy Colin that runs it because I took a deer there. It's a long story, but I found a deer in the road, put it in the back of the car, took it to Tiggywinkles at 3 o'clock in the morning. Beautiful. And so we found this, so we took this baby robin, and they'll release it, they'll fix it, cure it when it can fly. He said, "I tell you what, because it's you, when it can fly, we'll bring it back to your garden and let it out."
Oh,
so that's magic.
Yes.
But then Colin gave us a little tour around like all the stuff that people don't get to see. People can go there, and you can go and play there and eat there and look at the animals. But we got to see all the stuff that people don't get to see. So we saw like loads of crows, loads of like baby birds, a couple of bats, loads of owls, all in these little cages because they've been found. Didn't see any deer in there. What else did we...
What happened to your deer?
Got released. They fixed it. Wow. Its hip bone had become disjointed, so they had to kind of operate and hack a bit away and slip the ball back in the socket, and then they released it. Isn't that amazing? It's incredible. And we saw... Oh, I tell you what we saw. They had this room just full of cages, and they've all got hedgehogs in, right? And we saw one hedgehog, and we're staring at it. And I said to the boys, "What is that on its head?" And they said, I don't know. And I said, "Colin, what is... I can't quite work out what I'm seeing here." He said, right, yeah. That hedgehog, somehow, the top of its head got taken off. That there is its skull.
Whoa.
Like, right. He said, if you look, the side of its head, it's stapled together. And so this bit of the head was missing.
Oh, my God.
And you could just see skull. And we're looking at it, and the hedgehog's fine. He's having the time of his life. And we're disgusted by it. That much skull, right? And this is how they treat it. And this is how they treat that. And they do this in the hospital. He said, we put honey on it. We cover it with honey.
Oh.
And the honey cleans it.
Yes.
And it seals it up.
Uh-huh.
And then when it's all clean and sealed, we'll do a skin graft and we'll kind of staple a bit of skin back on there and we'll do all of that. And
I read a thing about honey today, and it was about how it's just as good as any cream you can get for cold sores.
Well, really?
Yeah.
You're saying it's better than Zavirax?
It's like antibacterial.
Wow. Unless Zavirax is advertising with us, in which case no, I'm going to buy 5 of those things.
But I've heard about putting it on spots before.
Well, they put it on hedgehogs' skulls. It's the weirdest thing. It's magic, that place. I love it. And we're so lucky, we and the boys, that we get to go and have a little look around and see all the stuff that you don't get to see. Baby foxes. You're not allowed to talk to the foxes.
No, because they get used to you.
Not allowed to talk to the foxes. You have to be silent in the fox room. It's hilarious.
Don't let Joanna Lumley in there, because she has them in the living room. Don't she plays piano to him?
In one, they took us into like one sort of room outside, and he opened the door and he said, "Just stay there a second." Yeah, come and have a look. And it was this huge stag, just this massive antlers, just sat there in the corner. And you couldn't see it at first. Then you could see its eyes glowing as it looked. It was incredible.
Amazing.
Incredible. Love it there. And well worth going, take the kids in the bank holiday, go and have a look around Tiggywinkles.
Because when I was a kid, obviously we weren't anywhere near Tiggywinkles, but you'd find a bird in the back garden that had been got by a cat, and you'd put it in a shoebox and it'd just slowly die, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would slowly die. Yes, it would slowly die. People are saying, put a bell on your cat's collars. Get real, guys. This is the real world. This is nature. This is what happens. It's dirty. It's disgusting. Well, I tell you what, I'll put a bell on my cat's collars when David Attenborough puts a bell on the lions that he's filming eating the antelope and the wildebeest.
To be fair, the lions aren't just messing about with them, are they?
Yeah.
Bringing them in. They are eating them to survive.
Katherine Boyle, what have you brought to tonight's party,
please? Well, actually, courtesy of your sister.
0344 499 1000, by the way, if you want to give us a call. Switchboard is empty. Got another 35 minutes before Paul Ross.
She saw this and thought of me.
Okay.
So I'm going to tell you about it. It's from this thing called Vox.com.
Okay.
And it talks about haunted dolls.
I wonder what you were going to say then. I don't know why I thought you were going to say something rude. But okay.
No.
Okay. 'Cause my sister sent me a story as well. Okay, go on.
I've got 2 from your sister.
The Irish Post one?
Yes.
We had this woman on the show when you weren't here once, when Hayley was producing.
Yeah, the woman who married a ghost pirate.
Yeah.
She's now saying that he was cruel to her.
Yeah, Anyway, go on.
This is different. 30 years ago, the world was introduced to a 29-inch tall doll in overalls named Chucky, with eyes bluer than a White Walker's hair, more fiery than
Then a what?
A White Walker's.
What's a White Walker?
Oh, from Game of Thrones.
Oh, crying out loud. Ain't that rubbish over yet?
Hair more fiery than Ed Sheeran's and a smattering of freckles a la Emma Stone. This is talking to a generation far from ours. Yeah. He looked like the perfect childhood buddy. Unfortunately, Chucky, the tiny antagonist of the 88 movie Child's Play, was possessed by a serial killer with a knack for slaughtering people with butcher's knives, yo-yo strings and anything else he could find around the house. Today, almost everyone knows that if a wild-eyed doll asks, "Wanna play?" the only acceptable response is to run as fast and as far as you can. And then there are people like Kevin Kane, a paranormal investigator in Alabama who owns hundreds of haunted dolls and other items. Alabama. I lost count a long time ago,
Sorry?
he says. He's from Alabama.
Are you doing a voice?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
While Kane may be an especially prolific collector, he's far from the only one. In fact, there is a thriving marketplace for haunted dolls on the internet.
Haunted dolls?
Yes.
You can buy these haunted dolls?
Yeah.
Flip.
According to Kane, things really took off after the Annabelle doll appeared in The Conjuring 2013, followed by a solo film, Annabelle Creation, in 2017.
Okay.
Annabelle, a vintage porcelain doll with smeared lipstick, a cracked pupil and claw marks on her face.
Claw marks?
Claw marks. Is possessed by a demonic spirit that enjoys ruthlessly murdering people. Is there any other way to murder?
Well, if I were a murderer, I would be a very gentle, loving murderer.
That she's based on a real-life haunted Raggedy Ann doll adds to the intrigue.
Of course she is. Of course she is. It's so obvious now.
With the next instalment of the Conjuring series, Annabelle Comes Home, and I wonder what that's about, and a reboot of Child's Play, both hitting theatres in late June, there's sure to be a new wave of people curious about haunted dolls and perhaps eager to get their hands on one.
This is a spoof, right? There's not really people who collect haunted dolls? Because I don't want to break it to them. Ghosts don't exist.
Mm-hmm. Most haunted dolls sell for around $50 plus shipping.
That's quite
You've got
reasonable.
to get one. You've got to get one.
That's quite reasonable. Where do we get them from?
Oh, eBay. The most highly prized ones are priced well into the 4 figures. There's a formula too for how they're sold. Each listing contains a detailed overview of the spirit's life story, details of said spirit's death, and a description of their personality. Dolls are labelled active or highly active if paranormal phenomena are said to occur frequently in their vicinity.
Oh my God! There really are.
There are.
What does this mean, right? Haunted doll Katherine, 17 inches, Leonardo porcelain, sleep paralysis, right?
Oh, that's what she does.
Responds to Katherine rather than her doll name Alison. Katherine provokes disturbed sleep sequences. Episodes can occur mid-sleep, elevating the chest out of bed. The host gasps for breath as if held underwater, body stiff, footsteps can be heard. Previous owner found herself standing, facing her door, with no recollection of walking to it or how long she had stood there before her brain met with her eyes. Condition is used. Dispatch with eBay delivery.
Condition used.
Here's the freaky thing, right? I'm going to show you something. We've got Ronnie Barber here, who's worked with you many years. I'm going to show you something.
What, does it look like me?
It looks like Katherine. Katherine looks like Katherine.
So it's got brown eyes.
Oh, mate.
Are you going to buy her?
Bought.
No!
I've bought it. I've just bought you.
You're going to experience sleep paralysis.
No, mate, you are, because this is your gift.
No, I don't want it in my house.
Mate, I've just bought it. Just clicked on buy it now. 40 quid?
Oh
plus £4.17 postage? Yes, having that. Done. Done. We bought a haunted doll for the show. Oh my God.
We're passing that back and forth. Although maybe we'll only get a chance to do it once. Some are advertised as being able to move objects, make noises or communicate via telepathy or Ouija board. Oh, hang on a minute. You've got a Ouija board.
I've got 3. One of them's a Frank Sidebottom one.
While others are meant... Oh, it really is. While others are meant to act as creative muses, play matchmaker or revealing potential lovers in dreams or emitting positive energy. Why don't you get one of them instead of a flipping sleep paralysis doll? Cat Blowers, whose Etsy shop, Fugitive Cat Creations, specialises in haunted dolls and says bestsellers tend to be inhabited by female spirits that have some sort of empowerment angle. We have a lot of goddess-type spirits or women who've survived terrible situations and thrived. She also seems high demand for witches around Halloween and leprechauns near St. Patrick's Day. I'm sure she does. While there are con artists looking to take advantage of uneducated buyers...
No, Katherine, no.
Many haunted item purveyors hold themselves to what they see as high ethical and scientific standards. It costs us a fortune in tools, says Blowers. Whenever she acquires a new doll, Blowers and her husband put it through an intensive investigation that lasts 1 to 3 months. Wow.
How do they investigate it?
First, the doll is separated from any other paranormal objects in the house. Then it's examined with the K2 EMF meter, a device used by paranormal investigators to detect electromagnetic energy for a period of 3 to 5 days. Blowers then places the doll in a sound box, basically a foam box, with a voice-activated recorder to see if she can hear any words or phrases. We've heard music before, which is really weird, she tells me. Finally, they conduct lucid dreaming sessions, which involve sleeping next to the doll alongside a piece of amethyst, which is supposed to be a potent dreaming crystal, to see if they have any weird dreams. Blowers typically ends up with a 15-page report.
Blowers?
That's her name, Cat Blowers.
She been in Croydon recently?
Shouldn't laugh about that. That's very serious business.
You know, someone on my Facebook page accused blamed me for being the Croydon cat killer
because you did a show called Psycho Pussies.
Yeah, because I was a talking head on some silly programme on Channel 5 where they showed some really violent cats and I made some jokes about it. It's people like you that encourage people like the Croydon cat killer. You should be ashamed of yourself.
She deduced that the behaviour was because they'd been terribly abused in the past.
Yeah.
And you were encouraging it. Just
Yeah,
you.
just me.
Not everyone else involved in the programme.
Yeah. No,
the producers, the people that dreamed it.
I took on 2 cats that nobody wanted.
Yeah.
3 cats that nobody wanted. And one of them is 20 years old and the other 2 are getting on my nerves. Did we finish with cat blowers?
There's loads. I mean...
Well, listen, here's the thing.
Some of these people refuse to sell the dolls because they say, you don't know what you're taking on.
Well, this show now has a haunted doll called Alison, but she goes by the name of Katherine. She looks like Katherine. As soon as she arrives, I'm bringing her in here. It's going to be the best 45 quid I have ever spent in my life. I just know it. I just know it.
Do you remember when you got the haunted gramophone?
Oh, flipping heck, yes!
It would start by itself.
No.
You had it on the desk, it would just start.
That was too freaky, man. I've still got it.
Where is it?
It's next to my darn set.
Wow. Let's let Katherine have a go on it.
Oh, yeah, okay, all right, fine. Well, Katherine can sleep in my bedroom, I guess, for the first night. And if I make it through that first night, then she's yours. Simple as that. Right, enough of this absolute tosh. 0344 499 1000. This is the Late Night Alternative on Talk Radio.
The wild man of late night radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
I wonder if I can I cancel that order? Because I've just seen cheap dolls that are significantly cheaper. Haunted porcelain doll, negative spirit, evil, angry. It's only £12.50.
Wonder why.
It's had 20 bids. This beautiful doll.
Let's see it.
Flipping heck, man. This is insane. This is on eBay, right? It's like Bonnie Langford. This is on eBay, right? This is incredible. Okay, so... where's the, hang on, I've lost the description. Okay, listen to this. This beautiful doll is not as innocent as she seems. Please, only bid if you have experience in... I've got to get some music, hang on a minute, this is too nuts.
Look at the state of this one, Paul Bot.
Here we go, right, here we go, this is what we need.
I've just retweeted it if you want to see it.
Okay, here we go. This is available on eBay. This beautiful doll is not as innocent as she seems. Please, only bid if you have experience in dealing with negative spirits. Although I don't believe that she is dangerous in the sense that she could cause physical harm, I do think she could have a psychological effect on somebody with no experience with negative spirits. I purchased this doll from a yard sale a couple of months ago as I felt drawn to her and knew straight away that she was more than just a doll. When I asked the man running the yard sale about her, he became nervous and on edge and said I could take her for free as he was eager to get rid. I jumped at the chance as I have yet to study negative spirits in depth. However, a couple of weeks after having this doll in my house, I've been feeling really negative emotions. It started off just the odd feeling, but has been getting stronger and more frequent. My husband and I have both been agitated for no reason and arguing over little things, which is something we never do. I've been feeling surges of anger.
Not even her buying crap.
You bought another goddamn doll! We got 500 of these!
And no kids!
I've been feeling surges of anger that I cannot explain and have had outbursts over minor things, which I failed to recall afterwards.
Oh, of course she does.
With younger children in the house, I feel this is not the time for me to study the negative spirit within this doll or try and communicate with her. The children cry when they are in close proximity of the doll, although they seem... Why is it getting all dancey? Yes, man! Coming up!
Crying!
It's not the spooky music it was. Although they seem fine afterwards, I don't like the idea that this spirit is affecting them. Please, only contact me if you are genuinely interested in buying this doll, and I will try my best to answer any questions.
Hang on a minute, why isn't she just giving it away like the bloke before?
Haunted porcelain doll, negative spirit, evil, angry. Dispatched with Royal Mail second class. There's hundreds of them on eBay. Absolutely hundreds of them. It's insane. There's a haunted doll tiger. Edward, paranormal, positive
I like the side of him.
energy.
Let's have a look at his little face. I've got a whole playroom full of toys that we're going to have to get rid of at a certain point. If they were all haunted, imagine the wealth.
Oh, do you want to hear the story for this?
Go on. What, for Edward the Tiger?
Yeah. Quote from the previous... This music is really, really inappropriate now. It's gone all dancey. Here we go. Let's try this. Let's get a classic. Let's get a classic. There we go. Okay. Oh, there's an advert. I don't want. This is not classic. This one's a sad story. Okay, so be ready.
Okay.
But remember, this story is made up. Edward. Haunted doll tiger. Paranormal positive energy. Large. £10.50. Quote from previous owner's history of item. 14-year-old Edward was the youngest of 6, and he lived in a big house with his family. Edward used to play in the garden all week with one of his favourite toys among the many he had. Oh, Jesus. Edward unfortunately passed away when he was stung by a bee. The week after, his family all witnessed some strange goings-on in the house. I've seen some strange going-ons. Every room them left Edward in, slams and singing used to occur. This vessel is very active and will be perfect for people who like dabbling in the paranormal. However, not wanting an vessel that is too active to the point that it becomes a problem. Under eBay policy, I have to say, this is for entertainment purposes. Activities whilst under my care. Unexplained singing. Whispers in the night. Lights flickering. Dispatched by Royal Mail Second Class.
With the whispers saying, bollocks.
There's so many of them. Oh.
Is it just, I mean, the cynic in me says, Edward doesn't look like a mysterious tiger or a scary tiger. He looks like a tiger that's been well loved and now is impossible to sell other than with a little bit of spooky kudos.
Right, I'm getting in touch with this seller. This seller's in Birmingham. I'm going to go to their house because you go and look at their other items.
They've got a house full of these things. How on earth did they manage it?
Let's quickly go through their 11 items. Haunted trinket box, paranormal positive, £14. Haunted doll, Lily, paranormal positive, £20. Haunted doll bear, Violet, paranormal, positive energy. Of course, there's Edward. Haunted doll bear, Alfred, positive energy. Haunted doll bear, Henry, positive. Haunted doll bear, Amanda. Haunted doll bear, Arnold. Haunted doll bear, Joseph. Haunted doll bear, William. Haunted doll, paranormal, positive, Ying Yu. She's a Chinese-looking doll. Ying Yu is £71.
Whoa!
Oh, here we go.
How on earth are they managing to survive such a haunted environment?
Haunted Chinese doll. This doll is said to have the spirit of an angry, vengeful, dead Chinese woman whose husband was cheating on her when she was on her deathbed. When she sadly passed, she had took possession of this doll and haunted the husband due to his ways. Oh, mate, we found our next documentary. We're going to hang out with these guys. This is incredible scenes. All right. Well, okay, fine. Well, that was fun. I'm speechless after that. I'm speechless. I think it's probably time we took a break. This is the Late Night Alternative on Talk Radio.
Unmissable late night radio with the original king of unconventional conversation.
Make contact with Iain Lee.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
The calls have dried up. Do you know what? I'm having the time of my life.
It's because they've all got the willies.
Sorry?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, if you want to give us a call, we've got 15 minutes. I know it's a bank holiday. Bank holiday shows are always weird, and it's half term, so people will be away. But actually, the first 2 hours were proper busy, with more phone calls than we normally get on the old bank holiday. So if you want to give us a call, and I can't stress enough, you don't have to call in about what we're talking about. If you want to call in about haunted dolls, you're very, very welcome. But if you want to go off on a completely different tangent, I saw the young lad that called in about Theresa May was upset that we cut him off so curtly. I mean, I don't buy it, my young friend. I don't buy it. But if you want to call in again, you'd be very welcome to. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. We take calls from pretty much anyone about pretty much anything. It's a very relaxed vibe here, and we are here 5 nights a week, Monday to Friday, 10 till 1. And you know what? I've never said, I don't think we've ever said on air, I've never tweeted it. We go out on Saturday nights as well on the best of.
Yeah.
Because I had a load of people tweet to me on Saturday, this bit's funny. So, maybe we should start plugging the best of. You know, maybe we should mention the fact that we go out 6 nights a week, and you can listen to us. If you miss bits of the show, then it's well worth, checking it out and seeing what you, so I'm just talking because I'm trying to get this call here, and it won't. There we go. Let's go. This is freaky. Let's go to Katherine. Good evening, Katherine.
Hi, Catherine. I'm Catherine number 1. It's Catherine.
Oh, it's this Catherine. I thought it was the
Haunted Catherine.
I thought it was the doll that I just bought for a second there, but no, it's the woman who's got a higher membership number than me in my own membership club. My own. I'm going to say it. Fan club.
I am actually reading about the haunted dolls.
Go on. Have you got one?
I collect. We used to have a paranormal group.
Of course.
Bits and pieces.
Yeah.
But I collect what's called living dead dolls. I don't know if you've seen them.
Oh my.
Living dead dolls. Tell me about
them. Now.
I collect them for the artwork. They're brilliant. They come in their own little coffins with their own death certificates. Some of them are I've got one that's worth quite a lot because it's a limited edition, so they come out in limited editions. But I've got about 40 altogether.
Well, I don't know what they are.
Look them up on eBay. They're dolls by a company called Metzger & Co.
Right.
They release them in a series, so you get 5 dolls.
Oh, they're hideous.
In a series. And then you'll get one-off specials, limited editions, which they'll number to 1,000. So, like, I've got number 666 of Walpurgis.
666, yes, of course, yes. But these aren't in any way haunted.
Depends on who you talk to.
Oh,
See,
come on. These are just like Cabbage Patch Kids.
Depends. No, some of them I collect for the artwork. I collect all of them for the artwork because they're just superb. The artwork is just brilliant.
Beautiful artwork.
But some people will come to my house because they're all in a crystal display cabinet, and so you can see it's all glass all the way around, so you can see them. And some people get really freaked out, and sometimes it's quite interesting to sort of see their faces, because I don't come across as the type of person who would collect these type of dolls. But I just love them. I think they're superb, especially if you see some like there's a Jack the Ripper limited condition.
Oh God!
One, and they're just superb, and they're up to. I think. I mean, I haven't collected one now for a couple of years.
Yeah.
But they're up to about season 70.
Basically, it's just a license to steal the money of gullible people, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Well,
unless you know that you're collecting them for the reason that you're collecting them, like you like the artwork, or you like the dolls, or you like the packaging, or I mean, the cheapest ones you can buy on eBay are the ones that are not got any of their packaging demolished.
These now, listen, Katherine, you told us you used to be part of a paranormal group. I have just bought a haunted doll.
I know.
On eBay.
I just got
what have I got myself into? What have I got myself involved? Am I going to regret this? Apparently, this haunted doll causes sleep paralysis.
Yeah, that's Kanashibari.
Sorry?
That's very, very serious. If they're saying they're playing on some very vulnerable people, because in China, Kanashibari is so spiritually accepted that it is taught to children in primary schools.
Ken Sagari, what's that?
No, Kanish.
Kanish?
Sibari.
Sabari, what is that?
Kanashibari. It means restless sleep spirit. So it's got one in every culture.
Yes.
You've got the old hag.
That's Katherine, don't speak about my workmate like that.
Some people call them lucid dreaming, sleep paralysis. Some people describe it as having a heavy weight on your chest at night, stopping you from breathing. Yeah. It's a very, very... It's a medically described illness in China. And they take it extremely seriously, along with their festival, the 7th of July, which is the Hungry Ghost Festival, which everybody...
I'm confused, though. What has this got to do with my porcelain doll?
Well, she's possessed by one of them.
It induces sleep paralysis, doesn't it?
Well, as it says on the listing on eBay.
Allegedly.
I bought a Sega Saturn, an old games console, that said on the listing, it works, and it didn't, so I sent it back.
But you see, maybe it's you that didn't work.
No,
This is the whole spiritual side of it. You see, they'll turn things around on you and say...
it's because they don't have answers.
They could say that, they're very, very, very good at manipulating people. And if people have suffered from, the other word is obviously night terrors.
Yes.
Pregnant women suffer from preeclampsia and stuff like that. My sister had sleep terrors very bad in each pregnancy she had. She had 4 pregnancies. And it used to cause us such anguish, mental anguish. And she ended up in a very bad place with it all. So they know who they are out there that are playing on people. And karma, what comes around goes around. I'm a big believer in you getting.
Yeah, but karma. But here's the thing: karma happens over centuries, doesn't it? There's not instant karma.
Bad karma will have a way of getting to you. Jeez. Trust me.
I'm screwed.
But no, you're not. Yeah. You're not a bad person.
I'm a terrible human being.
No, you're not a bad person.
I used to blow up ants with a magnifying glass.
Okay, maybe you're a bad person. No, you're not a bad person. Honestly, you're not.
True. It's making pop.
But, don't. That's horrible.
It's horrible. You sit in the back garden.
Yeah, but that's not what I would call you. Every kid experiments with things like that. It's going around being cruel to animals.
Slit a cat's throat.
No, you never started. Don't even joke about that.
I didn't do that.
No. It's, but it's just interesting that people can take things and they can turn it around until somebody who is vulnerable to, psychosomatic stuff, that if you place it there.
Katherine, I've got to move on because I want to squeeze in Raheem before Paul Ross comes in. Thank you, Katherine. Good evening, Raheem.
Hello, Ian. How you doing, all right?
I'm having a great night, and I'm having a wonderful night. It's a wonderful bank holiday. We're good vibe.
Good to hear. So, the past few days, I heard you speaking about streaking a lot, haven't you?
Yes.
Yeah? Basically, I've seen, in the past, they used to do it, football matches and places.
Used to be big in the 70s and 80s, and now you can't do it. I don't know if it's because of ISIS or the IRA. I don't know what it is, but you can't do it.
No, but I think it should be done.
Go on.
No one's ever thought about doing it when the far right are doing their hate speeches.
Well, I think part of my thinking was it would have made this whole Brexit thing is so toxic, right? Whichever side you're on, it's so toxic. And we're going through a real evolution in politics. And you know what? It's probably not going to go the way I want it to go in terms of personalities and stuff like that. And that's fine. And I just have to accept that. And that's okay. But it would all be less toxic if at the Brexit Party, launch, there was a streaker.
Yeah,
if when Theresa May was giving her resignation speech, there was a streaker. If when Vince Clarke, if when Vince Cable did that whole bollocks to Brexit thing, there was a streaker. It would just make everything so much more palatable.
Exactly. Or even last night, when they were doing the EU election results.
Yes.
Nigel Farage was in Southampton doing his speech, where was the streaker?
Beautiful. Jeremy Corbyn justifying his terrible showing. Get a streaker.
So, Raheem, you know what you've got to do.
Tommy Robinson doing a speech. Where's the streaker?
No, let's just watch Tommy Robinson crying. Let's just keep that one pure, shall we? Let's keep that pure.
That's more satisfying, actually.
You got it, Paul. Yes, sorry, you were just nodding. So, Raheem, are you volunteering? Are you going to do it?
What, me?
Yeah.
You seem to have worked out a few potential places.
Send someone to do it.
Send a streaker. Paul Ross is going to come in and kneel. Look at this. This is a pro. This is a pro.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to celebrate the fantastic late night alternative, Funshine on the radio.
There we go, Funshine.
It's always great.
Raheem, we've got this weird thing in these new studios. We're only allowed to have the number of chairs for the number of people that are in. Now, what that means is we've got two people hosting this show, so we've got 2 chairs. So when Paul Ross comes in, he's meant to rather noisily, because there's no other way of doing it.
I'd rather come in, listen, forgive me, Father, for I've sinned. It's been 2 weeks since my last confession.
Wheel in a chair to sit on, but now he's just kneeling on the floor, which I kind of...
And then when you get up, you have to move your chairs out.
Sorry?
What, and you have to wheel your chairs out on the way out?
We're supposed to wheel our chairs out?
You might, that one, the one that Kath sits in, you're allowed to leave in, apparently, because it's not in shot or something.
Oh, okay.
All the others have to be trundled in and out in a completely radio-unfriendly way, but I think it's a kind of News Corp management mind meld.
Yep.
I mean, I've seen the pictures of your studio. It is quite fancy, you know.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Very sciencey.
And it provides knee pads for me.
There we go.
Oh, lovely.
Raheem, I'm going to say goodnight to you.
All right, good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Paul Ross.
Now, we've done a lot of pre-records tonight, so I haven't heard all of the show.
Yes.
When you were talking streaking, did you play Ray Stevens' classic?
No, we didn't play it, but we have played it before.
Okay,
it's a very important record in my life. It's the first record my dad gave me.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah, it's great.
I love his fast version of Misty as well, with kind of banjos he did.
I don't know that, but Ray Stevens is great.
And Bridget the Midget, the Queen of the Blues.
Yeah.
The world's one and only go-go tap dancer.
Yeah.
Strawberry and the Shortcakes, Work It On Out.
But because he did all these novelty songs, but he also did some great sort of country...
Well, the Misty one is beautiful.
Yeah.
It's lovely bluegrass guitar, and then it's just, you know, instead of Johnny Mathis's Walk My Way, it's Walk My Way.
Yeah.
Jangle Jangle. Great
Brilliant
stuff.
Is Ray Stevens still around?
I've got no idea.
I'm going to Google
I think Roger Miller's gone, hasn't he? Roger Miller's
gone. We've got 60 seconds. You're going to tell us what's on the show, and I'm going to find out if Ray Stevens is still alive.
I'm going to say what's on the programme tonight. We're going to discover an ancient Roman settlement on quite a big scale they found for the first time in Kent 2,000 years on. And we're also talking chimpanzees eating tortoise flesh by using tools, because they're savage. Last week we did bonobo monkeys, and they're lovely and matriarchal and quite gentle. Your chimp is a meat eater, and they've even found, and this is they call it forward cognition, when they crack open the tortoises, the sneaky males will have a look round, suck out half the tortoise flesh, and then secrete the rest in like a hidey hole for later on.
Beautiful. Ladies and gentlemen, breaking news. Ray Stevens is alive.
Get him on the show.
This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to make it my mission to get him on the show. We're going to get Ray Stevens on the show.
Wasn't it Ethel, the woman who kept getting mooned by the speaker?
Get your clothes on, Ethel.
Boogity.
I was just having a snow cone.
Thank you very much, Simon. Thank you, Ronnie, for popping along and having a little peek. I hope you enjoyed it. It's a thrill and an honour to have you here. Thank you, Katherine, as always. Don't forget podcast and all the usual stuff. But we will be back tonight at 10 o'clock. Stay tuned. Coming up after the news at 1 o'clock, it's Paul Ross, only on Talk Radio.
3 Hail Marys and a How's Your Father?
Talk Radio. Dial up some dialogue.
Talk Radio. We'll get you talking.